Welcome to my channel, Mega Scream King here tonight. We have an awesome post-game stream planned for you all. This is for Scream 6. So this is going to have a ton of Scream 6 spoiler. It's a spoiler discussion. It's a post-game show. So that is to be expected. If you have not yet seen the movie, definitely go see the movie first and then watch this on the replay. Or if you don't care about the spoilers, that is fine as well. Wait, I think I'm hearing something. Am I getting a call? Let me answer this. Hello? Who is it? Oh, wait, let me go ahead and hello? Who is it?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, Halloween.
Wrong answer.
All right, I am back, everybody. I survived the Ghostface attack. I don't know how I did it. I guess I'm part of the Core 4, so that means I got plot armor, so I am all good to go today. But I hope you guys enjoyed that opening theme, that scene of totally bad theater. But let me know in the comments below what you thought of that one. But as kind of a fun game tonight, I'm going to have you guys guess who the Ghostface killer is. So definitely sound off in the comments and chat below. Kind of play that as a fun game throughout the night. But let me go ahead and bring everybody out tonight. Let's go ahead and, of course, start with, let's go ahead and bring Sue in here. How we doing, Sue?
Oh, hello. How?
Oh, I'm doing great tonight. Are you ready to talk some Scream 6?
I am always ready to talk about Scream. Let's do this. I'm excited.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll go ahead and bring out our next guest here tonight. We got Bob in the house. How we doing, Bob?
What's going on, everyone? Sue, how are we? Mike?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah. You ready to talk some Scream 6, Bob?
Yes, I am. And I think you had that Chad plot armor on there.
I did. Part of the Core 4. You can't stop me.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's go ahead and bring out, well, let's see. Is Terrell here? Ready to go?
I'm
Terrell,
here.
you out there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm fashionably late, y'all, but I'm here. I'll be visual in a
gorgeous
second.
face of yours.
I'll be here short. Where's the ghost face mask, y'all? Where Ghosty Face at?
So I guess that Terrell could possibly be the Ghostface killer still.
Maybe.
We do
Who
not
knows?
know.
Possibly.
Okay.
Who knows?
I know Terrell
doesn't have the camera on. Maybe that was the reason.
That would make sense.
Yes. Stay tuned. Who knows?
All right. And then let's go ahead and bring out My Killer Podcast. Of course, you all know her out here. Let's bring her out. Wait a second. Mel, you look a little different tonight. Did you do something with your hair?
No. Unfortunately, My Killer Podcast could not be here tonight. Sorry to disappoint, but instead you've got me. So excited to talk Scream 6 with you guys.
Did you kill My Killer Podcast? Are you Ghostface?
Could have been something going on there. Opening kill. You never know.
I'm thinking Mark over there. I don't know.
We got a lot of red herrings in this.
There sure is.
Susan's over here just quiet. Look at him, innocent. He brought.
I think Sue is the killer.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
everybody's a
can't
suspect
see
out there,
Terrell,
okay?
no
Everybody's
camera's
a
kind of
suspect.
suspect.
No, because I love Sue, so I wouldn't want her to be the killer. So I bet you it's gonna be Sue. Like Bob, if you're the killer, who cares? Shoot his brains out. But anybody else, you know, girl, I actually like my girl.
Oh, Terrell, I love you too.
Yes,
It's
thank
not
you.
me. I'm not the killer.
Well, if I know I'm not the killer and you're not the killer, then that's two out we can rule out right there. So
Hey, it could
I-
still
I-
be me.
I mean,
You
you can
never
take my word
know.
for
I'm wearing a Scream shirt. I think it's Terrell over there. You know.
Why you think it's me?
Because we still don't see your face, Terrell. Where are
That-
you?
You're still
Stay
hiding,
tuned.
Terrell.
You-
He's
I-
trying to get out of his
stay
ghost
tuned.
face outfit.
Great thing comes to those who wait. I heard
He's
that in the
like, stay
past.
tuned, bitch. I'm coming. Don't worry about it.
That could be Ghostface using a Terrell voice changer. We don't know.
Maybe.
That's true.
Ooh.
You know, you never
Ooh,
thought
you a
about
smart one.
that. You know, so
All right, so just to remind the audience out there, stab that like and subscribe button. Make the panel scream with those super chats tonight, and definitely check out those memberships for exclusive video content. I did do a more in detail thought of Scream 6, so a full Scream 6 review there, and then you get access to all my other movie reviews. Plenty of them out there for you to enjoy if you're interested in that. But let's go ahead and check into the comments. Let's see who is out there tonight. Let's see if anybody has any good guesses so far. We got Constance Cherry saying hi, everyone. We got Mama Blu-ray. We got Adrian. Oh, Darvin's in the chat. We got
Hey, Darvin.
movies, and more.
What's
Hey,
up?
Tony.
We got Steve. Oh, Constant Cherry saying funny stuff. Yep, we aim to please. Soy Milk says, oh no, but Soy Milk, I'm okay, all right? I'm part of the core 4. I'm all good. I'm gonna last another 10 movies, no problem. We got a double feature podcast laughing there. Soy Milk says, somebody call the cops. See, it's the cold open for me. Darwin, who murdered Mike? That's the plot of the stream. Yes, you're supposed to guess out there. So who do you think tried to murder me, but I survived? Adrian says, hello, everybody. Mama's. Oh, you can't say that, Mama Blu-ray. Don't say that.
She knows the rules. What are you doing?
Come on, Mama Blu-ray. Mizzy, funny skit. Ghostface sounds familiar.
Yes.
But
Amazing.
oh,
Ooh,
Oh wow.
Hello, everybody.
Drew Barrymore and
we've got a
Yes.
fabulous looking ghost.
Scream
Thank
TV
you.
show.
oh
Turn
let's zoom in
up.
on that a little bit.
Sorry, y'all. I had a call. Somebody was trying to kill me. So I'm back and I'm here. Let's get into this. How y'all doing?
Good.
It's that
All
ghost
right.
face mask that's killing me.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a Ghostface
It's
mask?
not
I
a
thought that was a
Ghostface.
different
Yes,
horror
it's a
movie.
Brandon James mask. Did you watch
Scream
Scream the
season
TV
1
series?
and 2.
I did
Yes.
not. I did not see the
What?
TV
You
series.
ain't say Scream?
Not the TV
Y'all-
series.
it was pretty good.
Yes. Y'all ready for this? It's gonna be a scream,
Isn't that
y'all.
a beautiful, gorgeous
Yes.
face, bro?
Yes, y'all ready?
Fantastic.
All right. I brought my Drew. Y'all got where y'all ghost faces?
Terrell is playing Casey Becker tonight or what?
Yes, I am. I'm Casey Slayonce. You call me Slayonce? That's me.
All right,
Okay,
Fish.
he moved on.
Hello, Mega Mike and crew. Ready to hear everyone's take on Scream 6.
Oh, I
Everybody
can't
saying
wait.
hello.
Y'all, we got to get into this.
Ooh, Basement Blue saying good evening. So let's
Tony.
get into this. Let's
Mhm.
absolutely start with our first question here because we had an amazing opening scene for you all. So I want to know what you guys thought of the opening scene in Scream 6. So there's a lot to this one. I'll have Sue start this one off.
Ooh, Sue.
I really enjoyed the opening sequence because it was familiar, but it was different. I loved how it was kind of like, it was a two-parter. Obviously, we expected we pretty much all agreed when we got together that Samara Weaving was most likely going to be that opening kill. And she was. And I was so happy that the title card didn't pop up right away after she got hers in the alley. And then just the reveal, I was like, wow, okay, we're revealing ourselves early on. But then I said, there's no way that he could be Ghostface, like the actual one. And we followed him. I just enjoyed that whole opening sequence. I thought it was great.
All right, and Bob, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, the yellow dress was good for me. That worked. Yep.
Yeah, we know you like the yellow dress.
You
All the
like
crowd
yellow? Is that
pleaser.
your favorite color, Bob?
No, it's not.
I'm
But
confused.
Now it
It's
is.
his favorite color on Samara Weaving.
Oh, she was too skinny. What you gonna do with that? Break her in half?
Pretty much.
I wouldn't mind, Terrell.
Oh my
Right.
god.
Like a piece of celery.
Period. I know. Exactly. What you gonna do with all
The
that?
accent was perfect, but it was fun. I like when Ghostface calls her out for being stupid and walking into the alley.
She
I thought
wasn't
that was
that.
great. I love all that stuff. I love the phone call, and he's like, it was perfect. And just her walking into the alleyway, and I don't know, that whole scene was like really well done too. I love the like long shot of her when she's out standing outside the bar, and you get all these people. And she goes from being surrounded by people to nobody. So, yeah, I like the opening sequence, and then I got it spoiled for me, so I was hoping that would be Ghostface like throughout the movie, because I was like, well, that's cool. But then I found out the name and it wasn't, so yeah, on my stream it got spoiled. But I like the fact that they did something different. They tried something different. Whether you swing and miss sometimes, whether it works or not, I think it worked in this one. And I always appreciate a movie trying something different, especially when you're in the 8th installment, 9th installment, so on and so forth.
All right. And Terrell, what do you think of that opening scene?
I liked it. I liked that it was such a surprise to me. I knew Samara Weaving. Me and Sue, remember last time we did this? We were talking about that. Yeah, I knew that Miss Samara was going to be that opening kill. I liked that it was a teacher. And I liked that her student, I guess they were friends with Mr. Ritchie from the last film. And I liked that they were trying to finish his movie. And he was revealed to be a killer. I'm like, what the fuck? We're really doing New York New Rules, because we got to figure out the killer at the beginning. So I was really thrown off. And I liked that. And he stabbed her the fuck up. That was the beginning of a taste of what we're in for, because this movie, everybody's getting stabbed the fuck up. And they got up and they were, walking around. So I feel like, y'all, we can get to this later about that Stu thing. Y'all haven't given me second thoughts, because all these people can get cut the fuck up and live. I feel like Stu could be alive. But opening kill, I liked it. I liked the opening scene. I thought it was really smart. I liked it was effective too, because when she got her shot, I was super excited for that tequila, because I went out to Total Wine and bought me a bottle because of Miss Samara. So yeah, so for that, the phone call was interesting. He used his own voice. That was different. I'm surprised she didn't recognize his voice. It wasn't a voice change or anything, but she didn't recognize his voice. Unless it was Greg, but he was chopped up in the fridge. I don't know. We're spoiling this, right? We are. So I liked that happened, and then he passed Tara. So I was like, oh shit, he know Tara. So I knew there was something. So then he gets to the house and he gets the phone call. And I liked when Ghostface gets his ass, he's watching him off a camera. I like found footage. So it was like kind of found footage, kind of. And he was watching, he knew where he was. And then he comes out, he's like, what about our movie? He was like, fuck the movies. And I love that. That was great.
I love that too.
Yes, he was like, fuck movies. And I was like, oh, fuck, I like movies. But damn, it was great. It set the tone that this was not your average Ghostface. And he wasn't nobody to be fucked with. This hair, I'm so sorry. But he wasn't nobody to be fucked with, y'all. So I was in for this, and I loved it. So great opening kill. Samara Weaving, she was cute.
All right, and Mark, what did you think of that opening scene?
A lot of the stuff you guys have said. It's probably my second favorite opening out of the whole franchise, next to the original, of course.
The original.
Yeah,
yes.
I like we're kind of dropped in. We're like dropped into this beginning of I'm not lagging, am I?
No, that was Bob earlier.
No. Okay. No, I like how we're like
calling me out, man.
You were lagging earlier.
We're like dropped into this like it's like it almost makes me wonder what would have happened with these other two guys if the other three ghost faces hadn't intervened. So we've got like 5 ghost faces in this movie, which is another thing that's super new and interesting. And yeah, who gives a fuck about movies was like a really good line. Like that cut to title card was like really cool. So that was awesome. Yeah, it was just really it's hard. It's got to be hard this late in the game to keep finding new things to do to change things up. And I think they did a really good job here, being the 6th movie, having done something new and interesting. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I really liked the opening scene myself. I think it was the most creative out of any of the opening scenes we have seen so far from any Scream movie. So I love that. But I mean, come on, it was so ridiculous. Like, how did they trick the professor? I mean, Samara Weaving and then going into the alleyway. You don't see me waving at you. You don't see me.
That was great. And supposedly she knows about slashers and stuff because
I
she made that
know, it's
comment.
like,
And that
come
bitch still went
on.
in the
I
alleyway.
know.
Dumb broad.
Totally a
Very
horror trope.
clever.
People making dumb
Because
decisions.
she was
But
so
worked for a
desperate for
Scream
that
movie.
date. She went down that alley and
She
she
wanted
done
it. She wanted it for sure.
She wanted that date.
She needed it.
And she
Samara
was off
Weaving
that
did not have to
Espelon
work that
tequila.
hard.
She was good.
Oh my gosh.
She would be doing just fine. She doesn't need to be on these dating apps and stuff.
But it was great to see that reveal
That's
because that
irrelevant.
actor is awesome. Reminded me because he's in Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, what's his name
Yeah.
again?
I
Who?
forgot
Tony?
the
Is
actor's
his name Tony or something?
Oh, Rivolo or Rivali?
Yeah.
some shit.
Tony
Yep.
something. Yeah.
Mm.
Something like
It
that.
was great to see him.
What Spider-Man was he in?
He was in
He's-
the
The new
Spider-Man
ones.
movies.
He's
He
in
was
all of them.
He's
He's
a
Flash.
Was he
something.
like the jerk?
Yeah, the bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember.
The
Okay.
jerk. But he's more like just kind of like a guy who like messes with Peter. He's not anything like the original Flash who like beats him up and stuff.
Yeah, he's just more prickish.
He's just kind of
He's just a jerk. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad he got cut the fuck up. I didn't like
Yeah,
him.
I
was
was
like,
shocked. I was shocked because at first I thought they were just revealing the ghost face right away and we're gonna stick with that ghost face and maybe there would have been another ghost face killer. I thought that would have been a really unique take as well. Like, okay, start with the reveal right away. Why not? Let's see how it plays out now.
Yeah.
So I thought that could have been fun too, but then it just turns all around. And Mark, you brought up that point, wondering, hey, what if they didn't die? You know, them going off.
Yeah, like that's a whole different movie. Yeah.
And that kind of leads me to think, and I know this is a later question, what they can do for Scream 7, but multiverses, very popular right now. Multiverse story, maybe a repeat of Scream 6 if they actually did survive. I don't know. It's a possibility. I don't know how it would work.
Need any more multiverses.
I think
I know Bob loves the multiverse Marvel movies. He saw like Ant-Man 5 times.
Ew, why? You
You
watched that 5 times? You wanted that Quantumania.
I did not see it.
You into wasps?
I saw it one time.
Oh, the yellow, yes.
He liked the that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah, the
yellow.
yellow.
The wasps. Yeah, he liked that well, she cut all her hair off. I had longer hair than her.
I'm not dealing with.
All right. Well, Darwin is saying Bob looks far from
Oh
innocent.
yeah, he ain't innocent. Look at that man.
no.
Just look at him.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Huck is joining in. Hey, party people.
Hey.
Mark
Hey,
is
Huck.
a great
Thanks,
back.
Huck.
Absolutely. So glad Mark was able to join us tonight.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for asking me.
Oh, of course. Let's see who else we got here. Oh, double feature saying Terrell building the suspense.
Yay. Oh,
Yeah.
double.
All right. Huck is saying, "Hey, gang, I'll have to watch a
What the hell
replay after I've
happened?
seen the
Oh.
movie." Oh, you were freezing up, Terrell.
I know. What was that? Y'all saw that? Everyone disappeared. Oh wow. Okay, I'm back.
Terrell,
All right. Evil Kangaroo saying, "Hi, just got here. I love Scream 6. Excited for the show." Well, thank you for being here. Let's see. Basement Blue saying the Scream TV series was something else. A good something else or a
It
bad
wasn't
something
bad.
else?
I liked it.
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons, but I watched those like 10 years ago now, so I don't really remember a lot about them.
How many seasons did it go to?
3.
3?
They did like an anthology with the 3rd one. They brought back the original mask.
Yeah.
And Roger Jackson
Hey,
came back
Huck.
doing the voice too.
I remembered liking it. I don't
Yeah,
know
it was
if
good.
I don't remember if does it have like a physical release, do you know?
No.
This first season has a DVD.
Okay.
The rest you can get off of people who make Blu-rays and stuff because I have them all on Blu-ray.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Evil Kangaroo saying incredible opening scene. I like how the opening scenes are so repetitive yet so terrifying each movie. See, I think they keep them fresh each movie though. I mean, you know it's gonna happen, but they always put that little twist and spin.
Well, that's the
on it.
challenge, right? I mean,
Yeah.
every Scream movies all have to hit certain bullet points from the beginning to the end, so they have to work within that framework, but they find a way to keep making it feel good and fresh.
All right, Mizzy saying Sue's the second ghost face.
Oh, why would they
Yeah.
Sue?
That's a good point. There could be two. We don't know.
Who's the first?
I think it's just
Hey, there could
Bob.
be more than
It's
two.
gonna
You
be
never know.
easy, and it's Bob.
Could be all five of us. They've set that precedent with this movie. So
Yeah, you never know.
yeah.
I swear that's the thing. Like everybody talks about there being 3 killers. Technically, there's like 5 if you think about it in a way.
Technically, there could have been 5 active ghost faces at one point, all working together. Like that would have been something cool to see if they hadn't killed the other 2. And like you see this group of ghost faces trying to kill them, and then another group enters the fray, and they're like, they do like the Spider-Man point at each other, where they're like, "What the hell are you doing here?" You know what I mean? Where they're like,
they accidentally run into each other.
Yeah, that could have been like really interesting.
Oh wow! All right, let's get into our next question here. What do we think of the returning characters? So only talking the characters that came back here, and let's go to Terrell first. Start it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the core 4 and all that good stuff.
Yes.
All right, so core 4, I love them. I mean, I like them a lot more this time. I hated Miss Samantha the last movie. I didn't like that bitch. She was boring. Her acting was awful, but she turned up on this one. I loved her. I clapped. The whole theater clapped after I did. That bitch was amazing in this movie. Let me tell you. I like Sam. I had some friends that liked her for other reasons. They're like, oh, I didn't like her in the 5th one, but they liked her. She looked good in this, and I'll give them their kudos. She did. She was better than Samara, Mr. Bob. And then I loved Tara. She was great. I liked her little connection she had with Chad. You know, I don't blame her. I mean, Chad was looking good in this too. And then you had Mindy. She's always great. I loved Mindy from the first one. Love her. And I was scared for her because she got stabbed the fuck up. And I don't know, she bounced back too quick for me too. I don't know. These people, the twins, I guess they're afraid to kill them off. Part 7, they're probably gonna be gone. But in this one, I don't know. The core 4 I liked. Returning Kirby. Oh my god, that wig was awful. Just like this. Mine was better. But yeah, her wig was bad. But her acting was really good, you guys. She's been out of the game for a minute, but she came back with a vengeance. I thought her acting was great. I liked the story of this movie, and I liked how she was brought in, and I liked that I almost thought this bitch was the killer. Last stream, I did mention, what if Kirby's the killer? Y'all all looked at me like I was fucking crazy. They alluded to that in this movie, y'all. So I'm not that crazy, am I, Bob? So I'm not crazy. Anyway, and I liked what's her name? Gail. That was arguably the best scene in the movie. Mind you, she had this new man. She replaced Dewey quite quickly. But anyway, she had this new man, and he didn't, I don't know, Quinn knocked him out pretty quickly. She must have some superpowers because he was a big man. So I don't know how Quinn did that. But anyways, Gail, I love that scene. Her chase scene was great. She was fighting back. She's done this for many, many years, so she knew what was up. It was very like Laurie Strode-ish in a way. And yeah, I liked it. And I was afraid that she was gonna die. I gasped like a lot. I gasped at that scene and the Chad scene, but we'll get into that later. But the core 4, I don't know. I like the characters a lot more in this one than I did the last one. Because the part 5, I think I was too excited for the trio. So now that we're in this new era, this new trilogy per se, they really, I don't know, showed out here. I don't know. Sorry I'm rambling, but I liked it. It was great.
All right, Bob, what do you think of those returning characters? I know you're usually a Kirby fan. So.
Yeah, so Kirby, I'll start with her. I love Kirby. The wig wasn't good, but her acting was not the best in this one.
Why you say that?
I'm glad someone said it before.
Her acting was great.
Thank you. And it would be funny if Mel was here because she hated Kirby's acting.
I agree.
I
agree. I concur.
So explain, so I can rebuttal.
I don't think her acting was great. I think her character was poorly written, though. She didn't seem like Kirby was the problem. That was the problem. So we get Kirby from Scream 4, but she didn't feel like Kirby to me. The short hair. I get some people were like, well, if you went through what she went through, maybe you wouldn't be a big fan of horror. But she didn't feel like Kirby from Scream 4.
But it was 10 years.
One of those twins has to go. They look. I like the character development of even Chad in this one, but he's now gotten stabbed. He must have, like, they show Kirby's wounds, like her scars. He must have 80 now. He got stabbed. They held up both of his arms, and he just shing. Like, what the hell? I mean, so he should have died. In that, my problem with that scene, and I love this movie, was we feel emotion in that scene because we get him and Tara, and then we get to see him die, and Tara gets to see him die, and so it's heartbreaking. And then they take that away from us by showing him alive at the end. So that was a problem. But Gail, to answer to Terrell had said something about Gail, she replaced him quickly. I said that too, But somebody made a good point. She wasn't living with Dewey for like, she was broken up with him for a long time.
Yeah,
So
they weren't dating in 5 or married
so
even. Like,
maybe
they weren't
she
even
was dating
together.
this guy for a couple of years. Who knows? I mean, we don't get that answer. But I like Sam in part 5, and I loved her in this. And
No, I didn't like her.
I love that she's battling with like herself. She's like, I enjoyed it, like killing Richie in a way. She's talking to her therapist, and I just love watching her get knife happy at the end. It is a blast to watch.
Yeah, and I like how dark she was too. Did you guys notice that every time she turned dark, or she would like when she was touching Billy's shrine, the little thing, the glass case, she all looked like devilish. And then when Tara walked up, she snapped out of it. At the end, when she's holding the mask, looking at it all devilish, Tara comes up, she snaps out of it, and she drops it. I just noticed. I think Tara, she's always trying to be there for her, and like protect her. And then every time she turns to the dark side, Tara comes up, and then she gets snapped out of it. Have y'all noticed that? I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just
I
something I
noticed
noticed.
it.
And then I love Jenna Ortega. I think Jenna Ortega, and I could see her and Sam continuing on for a while. I don't know if they'll kill those two, but I do think to feel some kind of pain, for our audience to feel pain, we have to see one of the main characters pass away, whether it be Kirby, Gale, or one of the core 4. And if you're going to show them getting stabbed 85 times, I mean, why did somebody who gets stabbed twice die, and then Chad's getting stabbed to cut the fuck up, and he's still alive? I'm like, what the hell? And Fish said they stabbed him over scar tissue. Maybe that was it.
Because they need the romance to continue, Bob. They have to have that romantic flair in the movies. All right, Sue, what did you think of the returning characters?
I'm agreeing with a lot of what Bob and Terrell were both saying. I really enjoyed Sam in this one. In the last one, she was just okay. She really improved her acting with this one by far. I love how she's dealing with her inner demons right now, because she does not know whether she's going to go down the good path or the bad path. Like at the end of the movie, like I said at the end during the Lost Girl stream, I wish she kept the mask. That's what I hated, is that she dropped it, because I feel like if she kept it, that would like linger on with that feeling into the next movie of, am I good or am I bad? She's dealing with the inner turmoil of who she is and what's going on, because as she said, when Bob said when she gets knife happy, she gets knife happy. It's really, really clear. So I like the development of her character in that way. Jenna Ortega, she was consistent. There wasn't anything like super special about her in this movie except for the love story with Chad. I did like that angle. I really did. In this movie, I enjoyed Chad more than Mindy. In 5, I enjoyed Mindy more. And I feel like in this movie, her character just kind of fell by the wayside a little bit. Like her little speech outside, the Randy moment, I thought it was kind of cringy. I didn't really like feel it as much as in 5. So I really enjoyed Chad's character more. I think he really developed and just grew much more. So I really became attached to him more in 6 than I did in 5. So when the incident did happen, we were emotional because we were like, oh no, Chad's going. And then no. Like he's still alive. As far as Kirby goes, I agree with Bob. It felt like, I said it before, it felt like she forgot how to portray the character, because she did it so well in 4, and we all just like fell in love with her and grew attached to her. And in this one, she just really dropped the ball. But I agree with Bob. I feel like the writing for the character was not up to par with other writing for other characters in the movie. So I feel like that maybe is part of the reason. And then with Gale, I enjoyed her in this one. It kind of felt like she was just like shoved in there right in the very beginning. It was kind of awkward. She just like popped up like out of nowhere. But that is Gale Weathers. She's going to come in and do her job at the end of the day. But I did enjoy her sequence a lot in the movie. That was like one of my favorite parts of the film. So, I mean, I enjoyed everyone overall, but they should have killed off, I'm going to say it, they should have killed off Chad, and they should have killed off Gale.
All right, Mark, what do you think of these returning characters?
So starting with Sam and Tara, I really like that we've got, instead of just like one lead, we've sort of got like 2. It's like we've got 2 Sydneys and they're both different, which is interesting to me. I really like what they're doing with Sam's character, having her like if she had never been in these violent situations, she probably never would have been. Like, she never would have. Those murderous feelings would have never come out of her. But since she's being forced into violence by these people, they keep like testing her and like trying her and shit. So like she's having to deal with that and seeing what happens. So she's sort of like the anti-Sydney, where you saw how Sydney handles it, and she does what she does, and then Sam is sort of embracing the darker aspects of it, but still, like, I'd like her to be going forward. I'd like if they made her more of like a gray character, where she starts to become less feeling and like less, she doesn't care like what she does, like more violent. Like she's becoming more like the people who have made her violent. So I like that. Mindy is a good like surrogate for Randy. I like that there's still a character like that, just to kind of deliver those lines that Randy would be delivering if he was still around. So that's kind of cool. It feels like they don't have much else for her to do other than that. So she's kind of stuck in that spot. But if they can give her better, like more interesting things to say. I liked her whole shtick too with she's like, sure that what's his name? Ethan. She's like, I'm sure he's Ghostface. So
I like that a lot.
There was funny moments
right.
there. There was
she's
a
like,
lot
I missed the monologue. I like her. I don't know.
There was good comedy there with him, with her and him. Like, she's like, stay away from me with your ghost face ass. Yeah. So if they can find more creative things like that to do with her going forward, I think that'd be cool. Chad is very clearly like the Dewey surrogate as well. That's even down to like, hey, we got another one at the end. Like, it's the same delivery as when they reveal that Dewey made it. So I like that. I like how he's been protective of Tara after their ordeal in the last movie. I believe I can buy that these guys would all be bonded and really close friends. Like they have good chemistry with each other, all four of them. So I like that. Who else we got? Gail. I feel like they should have killed Gail, but then they kind of were aware that everyone suspected that they might kill Gail in this movie. So then they decided not to do that. You know what I mean? So
I think they didn't kill her because who would care in the sense in this film?
Well,
like
it's
Sydney
like,
wasn't there.
We're running
Like-
out, and we'll talk more about Sydney in the next question, I think. But there's just not really much for Gail to do at this point in the story. So like, just either get her in and get her out. Like, it just feels like she's just there because you expect her to be.
I agree with what Nick's saying. Like everybody talks about how they're okay with Sydney being gone. Well, if Sydney's gone, then what's the point of Gail too? She's really just Kirby. They said they didn't add Hayden Panettiere in 5 because they didn't want to shoehorn her in. Gail felt shoehorned in this.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes, and then Kirby also to a lesser extent. And I feel like having her be an FBI agent was like a cheap writing tool to kind of explain why she would be there. Because it's like, we want Kirby to come back. She's a fan favorite, but like, how does that make sense?
So you don't think Gail should have been in part 6?
I'm not upset that she is, but like
she moved in New York, takes place in New York. I thought it made sense, and I like that they brought it back where at the end of 5, she said she wouldn't write a book about the killers. Like they would die in anonymity. I think I said that word right. And then in this movie, when she had that cool like showdown with the sisters, and then she gets punched. I like that scene, by the way. And then I feel that was kind of interesting, and she's back to her bitchy ways that we all know and love. And I don't know. I like that she was included in here, especially when they always talk about how she's been in New York. So I don't know. I disagree with that.
I think
Terrell, I know we all know you're a huge Gail fan too, though.
It's fine.
She doesn't do much for me. Like, I think she could have died. She could have died in 4, and like I would be fine with that.
That's good. Okay.
But it's sort of like the inverse of Kirby, where it makes sense for Gail to be here narratively, but she doesn't have a lot to do. And for Kirby, it feels like they had to really stretch to find a reason for her to be in the movie, which is like, oh, just make her an FBI agent. Like, they travel all over. So like, and then what you guys were also saying as far as Kirby was just, I feel like the writing did her a disservice, as far as like having her, I don't know if it was her fault. It's hard to say, you know what I mean? Is it the writing was not there, or did she just not? And it also, Terrell brings up a good point where it was 10 years ago. So we're not the same as we are 10 years ago. So like people are different. So you could use that as an explanation as well. So, but yeah, that's
biased. I love Hayden Panettiere, but yeah, her acting felt off. But she hasn't acted in like how many years has it been? 4
Has
or
she
5?
been
It's been a while.
Is she like out of the game? Yeah.
I think she like technically semi-retired, and she contacted them to ask them if she could be a part of this, and they said absolutely. So
yeah, I'm not upset that she was in it. I just wish they could have maybe. And then it makes, and so these are problems that I think are bigger when you think about what they're going to do in 7. Like,
I would love to see Kevin Williamson get a chance at Scream 7 again.
yeah, let him
All
write
right.
it.
And we'll definitely talk about Scream 7. We'll get to that at the final question.
Sorry, I kind of went a little.
I know
long.
Terrell's looking disappointed right now.
No, I'm not disappointed.
Terrell,
Terrell's upset.
People like what
the
they
good
like. Y'all
points.
bash my Kirby.
We
Y'all
will get
bash
to the
Gail.
positives. I promise, Terrell. We'll get
It's
to
totally
saying good
fine.
things
I'm
about Scream
chilling.
6.
I enjoyed the
We will
movie.
definitely say some positives, but that will not be at this moment.
No, it's fine.
Kirby was awful in Scream 4. She managed to be worse in this movie. I don't know how that was possible.
She was
Worst
worse
part of both movies. Like, what was going on? I mean,
I'll have you know,
He was
Scream 4 is
taking me
my
out of the
third
movie.
favorite. So
She's not bad.
Scream
in
4
Scream
is my
4, Mike.
bottom, and it's
I'm
all
gonna
because
come-
of
so
her.
I do like Kirby. I just think that
I
they
do not.
had a hard time bringing her.
Where's Ghostface
I
when we
did-
need to kill
I
Mike
did not
up
like.
again?
Yep. I did not like Kirby at all.
Mhm.
Once again, shoehorned in there, just like Gail was very shoehorned in. And I don't know what it was, but something felt off about Gail. I did like her sequence. I thought it was a good sequence, but something just felt off about her in this movie. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody else felt the same way, but
I didn't.
it
There was
felt
nothing
way.
off.
I was
It
getting
made
different
sense.
vibes from her in this
It made
movie.
sense. She lives in New York. She's in New York. She wrote a book about the shit. I like the call when the girl was like, "Oh, maybe somebody should make a buck off of you." Like that was a great scene, and I'm glad it was in there because it was the best scene in that movie.
That it was a good scene. It
Thank
was a
you.
good scene.
it was
All right,
good. I
now,
enjoyed it. It was good.
Thank you.
It was a good scene.
all right, now getting on to the core 4. I thought the core 4 was great in this movie, though, and I think that's why they decided not to kill any of the core 4 because they saw how much the acting improved for most of them. They're like, we can't get rid of Chad now. Chad is awesome. I love the romance. I thought that was really natural. That worked great. He was super awesome in the movie. So, yeah, they probably should have killed him off, but I can understand them wanting to keep him on another one. Mindy, I always liked Mindy. She was great in 5. I thought she was really good here as well. But I do think Kirby undercut her because you don't need two people that love horror movies. Like they had that little banter back and forth, but I didn't think it was necessary. Get Kirby out of here. And then Sam and Kara were both really good in the movie. Of course, Jenna Ortega, best acting out of the whole movie. She's always great. So super happy with her. And Sam definitely improved in this movie. I like the dark past. Now, hopefully they do something with that in the future, and we'll get to that because I don't want it just to be a red herring the whole time or a MacGuffin. Hopefully it does play out later on. But yeah, core 4, absolutely awesome. So happy with those 4 returning characters only. All right, let's go ahead and check into the chat here. Let's see. We got Tony saying, Mizzy, they lost out on the last steelbooks at Best Buy. That's their motive. See, they're guessing the Ghostface motives out there now, everybody. Mama saying, kill Gail already. Yeah, I would agree with that. Get Gail out of there. We don't need Gail anymore. No. Yeah. Is Gail still alive? Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Let's see. Mizzy saying, yeah, Kirby wasn't the same as in. Yeah, she got worse. I don't know how it was possible, but yep. I know. I'm gonna get the hate for it in the chat. That's all right. Kirby was different for sure, but I still liked her. Of the twins, Mindy got to go. Mom, Mindy's so good though. You need that rule character. You always gotta have a rule character. So if get rid of Mindy, you gotta have somebody to replace. Let
Kirby.
No, Kirby. No more Kirby. They should have off Kirby or made Kirby the killer. I would have been a lot more happier.
It's like what how do we introduce her again in the next one? You know, I don't want to jump ahead or anything, but it's like is she just the FBI's involved again? So Kirby's back again? Like I wish she had just been living in New York and just happened to get, I would have bought into that more, I think.
Evo Kangaroo saying Jenna Ortega's acting in 5 and 6 is so powerful. I don't know if it was just me, but she really pulled me into the movie emotionally. Absolutely.
Yeah,
She was
great.
acting circles around everybody, but there are still other great actors in the movie, but she's just next level now. She's just so good. Let's see. Maziana said, I noticed it, Terrell, for a moment. I was like, oh, she's going to be the next Ghostface.
Yeah.
Yeah, Evil Kangaroo said, I'm so sad Dewey had to die. He was one of my favorite horror protagonists. Yeah, I would have kept him over Gale, but that's just me. Cole, Codebreaker saying Chad should have died. Got stabbed like 20 times. Makes no sense. Yep, doesn't make any sense.
It was more than 20. He did.
A
It
lot of
was way more.
Yeah, they were going crazy on him.
They
It
both
was-
held him up. I love that scene too. The way they held
people.
him up each with one arm and held his
Yep.
arm. Just
And then they cleaned the knives at the same
At the same
time.
time.
Oh, that gave me chills when I first saw that. I was like, oh my
I
God.
love that scene, and then they took that whole scene away from us when they were like, "We got another." I was like, "Oh,
Yep.
hell no, we got another."
Yeah, that would have been the best kill for me in the movie if it was actually a kill, because that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
epic. I think the whole
Definitely.
theater was gassed. I saw it twice, and both times was the same reaction.
It
I mean,
was-
if you're gonna go in a Scream movie, that's the way to
It
go.
was such
Yeah.
a well-made scene, and he was
Oh, yeah.
he was brave too. Like I really like Chad's character arc in this because he was really like you guys said, protecting of Tara, but he was a badass in this. Before he got killed, he was he was not getting hit or anything. You know, he was dodging punches and knife stabs, and he was messing people up. But then all of a sudden, yeah, he was. And then even when he was gonna die, he's like, "Go, go, go!" Bleeding out the mouth, probably his eyes and everything.
Mike, I think you skipped a question.
Did I?
Three.
Oh.
Three.
Oh, we're on question 3.
This
Absolutely.
should
What
be
do
a
you
quick
think
one,
of
'cause there's
the
not a
new
lot to
characters?
say about
No worries. Let's go, Sue. Take it away. How'd you like the new characters?
The new characters, they were just okay because the new characters were the only ones that really got killed, so there wasn't really a chance to form any bond with the brand new characters. I guess the one I enjoyed the most was Mindy's girlfriend. You know, like she was super cute. You could tell they had like this little relationship and it was adorable. But I mean, I honestly didn't really care about any of the brand new characters at all whatsoever. I was more invested in you know, the core 4 and what was going on there, and more interested in what was going on with the, our main characters than getting attached to the new ones because they were just so expendable. So.
Oh, yeah. Bob, what do you think of these new characters?
Yeah, I mean the Quinn and Ethan were spoiled for me. However, and I told my buddy, he looked over at me, Codebreaker, in the middle of the movie and says, "Do you know who the killers are?" I was like, "Yeah," and it's starting to come together because it was spoiled. You know, the whole detective and when she supposedly it's shown up killed, but you got Ethan, you got Quinn, you got the detective, the therapist, and then you guys said her girlfriend. Her girlfriend was the best out of all of them. She was cute, and even when she's like gets stabbed, she's like, say something positive, and you know, she's bleeding out. I liked her. I would have liked more development with her. I like the apartment thing. I like a lot of it, but when we only get X amount of new characters, I didn't think it was Kirby. Like before the movie started or anything, I didn't think Kirby, Sam. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I personally don't want it to. But when you only get 4 new characters, you got 4 people to choose from who are the killers, essentially. And you're probably going to get 2 of them. I think we need either more characters, like I think Terrell or somebody had mentioned it pregame. I think froze. Sorry. We need to see somebody be the killer who isn't a part of the group.
Yeah, I mean, and this movie should have taken up the body count too, because you're in New York, you're in a big city. They should have added a lot more to that. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. But Mark, what do you think of the new characters?
Yeah, Sue and Bob hit it pretty hard on the head with they were the worst part of the movie to me. And part of that is because those are the only people you kill. When you're bringing back Kirby and Gale, and and those are the only people who, like, all your main characters live, and that's the biggest problem. So yeah, when you bring all these new people in just to die, that was the worst part of it. And we'll talk more about it when we get to the Ghostface reveals, because these kind of go together. But yeah, just worst part of the movie by far for me. All right,
Terrell, What are you thinking? You like the returning characters. What about the new ones?
The new ones, they were all right. So basically, what Sue and Bob said, same thing. I liked Annika, the new girl, Mindy's girlfriend. She was great. Yeah, I liked her. Her death, I felt bad about because a lot of the people that died in here, I didn't really give a fuck. But hers, I kind of felt bad because she had that moment. She actually kissed Mindy. They have that kiss. Like, oh, get across it, and she told her to go first, knowing that her guts are all pouring out and stuff. And she's literally sitting there dying. She was like at least gutted. Like I mean, everyone else got stabbed the fuck up and they lived, but her ass fell from that fucking ladder. Which is, mind you, who has a ladder in their apartment like that? That was crazy. I don't know. Maybe that was weird to me. But I mean, it worked. It worked. That scene was super intense. That's what I liked about this film. This film brought back the tension for me. But that, I don't know, Annika's probably the only one. The rest of them were killers anyways. And then the guy at the beginning and Samara, those were opening. So we, like Sue said, we didn't have time to connect with these new people. So I'm trying to think who else was new besides them. But it was just them with the new people.
Boyfriend.
The therapist.
Oh yeah, the boyfriend. I forgot about the boyfriend.
Died. Danny, the boyfriend. He was cool. He was a red herring.
Yeah,
he was cool. I mean, he'll probably be in the next one. Maybe they'll, develop his character more. But I don't know. For the new characters, I didn't like or dislike because they were in and out so quick or they were killers. So Annika would probably be the only one because I did connect with her, and I did like her scene with Mindy and the little cutesiness, and her going out was kind of impactful in a sense, kind of like what Chad would have been if that came to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely agreed with what everybody said here. Just way underdeveloped characters. So I wanted more from them. Definitely wanted more. So this kind of leads us into what did we think of the story here, right? We got the New York City new rules. Mark, what did you think of this story?
I thought that it was kind of ridiculous that not only was Richie, Jack Quaid's character, is that his name from the five?
Yeah.
I found it ridiculous that not only is Richie a murderer, but also his dad and his brother and his sister are also down to murder.
It's bad genetics.
I just thought that was a little ridiculous that like
bad DNA.
that they would the whole family is just psychotic, and they're like down to redeem their son/brother who is not redeemable. He's clearly insane. So, and the fact that the whole story kind of hinges on that. And I want to say also, this is my second favorite Scream movie. So,
oh God, I don't want to hear what you say about the other ones. Then
I'm just saying.
I sure don't. Take me out.
I'm able to overlook that, because there was a lot of other stuff in this movie to like. But for me, it was hard to kind of be like, really, like that. I had hangups about that. I have some problems with this movie, and. I just to offer a little bit of different perspective. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but that's just how I thought about it. So
nice.
I'm in the middle on it. I enjoyed it. I liked parts of the final act, but how we get there, I feel like could have used another pass in the writing room. Like maybe let Kevin Williamson work on that shit. So, but yeah,
I'm just surprised Nick has never met a family that killed together. Like.
There's a lot of movies like that.
Are you calling me Nick or
Texas Chainsaw Massacre? You could go through some movies where families are killers.
Yeah,
you probably like those.
I just think it was a little insane to me. Like that. You guys don't have any problem with that?
No.
I mean, it's fine.
I'm a horror fan. I've seen this many times.
Sure, but like Scream is supposed to be set in reality, so
the Scream is about family. What have you watched all the movies, right? All the movies is to do with family and like part 2, Billy's mother. She was the killer. Did you have a problem with that?
Yeah,
one?
So the fact that it already happened once seems a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, but they're mimiking the sequel.
It's a
part 2.
requel.
There's a lot of
well, that's where I was going to go. That's the point I was going to bring up.
Same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Had the same ending. Scream
exactly.
2
Scream 2 and Scream 6.
I get that, but
yeah. We'll see where they go with Scream 7 then.
Yeah.
All right, Sue, where were you going with that one?
That's what Terrell brought up is that this new trilogy is what they're calling it. 5, 6, and 7 is mimicking 1, 2, and 3 with the outcome, because with 5 it was the boyfriend mimicking 1. And then the revenge plot is mimicking what Mrs. Loomis did for Billy at the end of 2. And we can probably guess where 3 is going to go. or Seven.
Yeah, so
Apologize,
The
Bob. I know you don't
mom,
want to hear it.
probably the
Do-
mama.
do you think that's something that the directors did intentionally, or is that just something? Because if that's the case, then wouldn't that tell us what to expect from Seven? Then?
I think they go
No.
in a different direction with 7. I don't think they'll go down the one killer route.
Well, if they're not doing it 1-to-1, then that kind of seems a little like a cop out. Then, if you're doing 1 and 2 that same way, but then 3 is like, I don't know, like.
I mean,
A lot of people don't
honestly,
like 3. They should change it.
in my opinion, like with the, going forward, I wish they would get new writers, because I feel like these two
Yeah.
writers are the same writers for 5 and 6. And I mean, I said this in the Lost Girls stream. I pretty much guessed what the motive was in like 10 minutes, because
Oh.
they dropped clues. These new writers, they drop clues very early on in the film. I pay attention to what people say and what they bring up. And when Quinn was talking about a dead brother, I said, well, why is this important for the movie? And in my mind, I said, possible Richie. So things like that, I wish they would not do, because I feel like we're figuring things out way too early on in the movie. So that's my problem with these writers. They're just outright copying the first 3 films, and they're just being lazy with the writing in general.
All right, Bob, what are you thinking of this story?
I like the story. I like the New York setting. I like changing it up like that. Some people will say it's also similar to the college setting in Scream 2. So a lot of Scream 2, that's another similarity. But I like really the setup. I like Terrell mentioned it when the original Ghostface killer kind of passes Tara on the street, and we get to introduce to Tara in that moment. The bodega and everything. I like the story of it. I actually like the motives, to be honest with you, because it makes sense to me that
me too.
they would be pissed, and their brother, maybe they weren't killers until their brother got killed, and then they snapped, you know what I mean, or whatever. And then the dad was like, "Listen, we're gonna do this."
3 people snapped. I just find that like maybe 1 snaps, maybe 2, but then the third one's like, hey, you guys, like, that's a little, I'm going to call the cops. Like, I'm kind of getting some bad vibes from you guys.
Hey,
And
it's
I get it. It's
mob
a movie.
mentality at that point.
I
What
get it,
brothers you
but
are doing it.
For me, sometimes little things like that, I have issue with them. But please, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bob.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I like a lot of what Scream 6 did. Are there flaws? Yeah, I love Scream 5 too, and there's flaws in that, but I'm so biased. I just like, it's impossible for me not to love everything about Scream to begin with. It sucked being spoiled, but I don't think there was enough characters to even guess who could be a killer, but I love Scream 6. Yeah, I like the plot. I like a lot of what Scream 6 did. I think they built on everything that Scream 5 did well, and did a lot even better in this one.
All right, to Terrell now. What do you think of the story? I think you love this one, right?
I did. I thought this one was great. I had fun going into this. I was super hyped for this film. Number 1 anticipated film of the year, and I was super excited to watch it. I watched it twice, and I don't know. This one was super intense for me. Like, there's a lot of tense moments that I liked. A lot of scenes that were pretty crazy, like the one on the subway where Mindy was alone, and there was all these people dressed up, and they were coming. The lights are flickering. That was pretty crazy too, because you're like, they're out in the open, and people don't help you. Like, the guy was in the headphones looking over. He didn't think anything was wrong. I liked the Sam and Tara phone call they got, and it was just out in the open. Anyone on that street could have been doing that, and Ghostface pops up and chases them. Chase scenes were great. I loved that. I don't know. I had a great time. I had a great theater experience. I went with my family the second time, and it was so cool to see my nephews like, oh, why she answer the phone? Why'd they do that? It was so cool because I saw myself in them. It was a whole thing for me. Like, I love this movie. Story-wise, I thought it was interesting. I didn't know where it was going to go. I liked the like I said earlier, the development of the characters, the core 4, the sisters, the dark side. I like that this final girl has that dark side. We haven't seen that too much in horror films, and it could go on in either way. Like, I thought maybe this bitch could end up being the killer. It runs in the family. You got Mrs. Loomis, who's a killer because she revenge for her son, and you got Billy Loomis, who's psychotic. So even Sydney's brother was a fucking killer. So this movie's about family and their in the bloodlines. Sydney's cousin was a killer. So half her family and her bloodline was a killer. So just for that. And I don't know. I liked it. I had a good time. The killer reveal was I understood it. Yeah, maybe not 1, 2, or 3, but that Ethan boy I hated the whole way through. Like the whole movie, I was like, he has to be the killer. He's
I hated him.
I hated that kid. I hated his hair. I hated the way he talked. Like, I'm glad he died a fucking virgin because you don't need no pussy or dick, whatever you into. But no. But I like the story, and I can't wait to see where it goes because it can go anywhere. I like that it went to out of Woodsboro, New York. I've never been to New York, but that shit was so open. It was scary. I don't know. This movie was great, you guys. Have fun with it. Were you guys entertained?
Yeah, I had a
Thank
great
you.
time with the story. I thought it was fun. It kept me on my toes the whole
Yes.
time. The opening scene, it was thrilling. Lots of surprises. So I like the story overall. I will say I thought they were going to do more with the New York setting because that seemed very limited. I mean, they didn't really go too many New York places, just like the
and
subway,
the street.
one apartment, an alleyway. I could have done more with New York. New York, new rules. I wanted it bigger.
Yeah.
I wanted more carnage. We could have gone way more with it. But overall, I thought it was a good, thrilling story. I had fun with it. And they gave us enough character development for most of the characters. So the characters that were returning, we got more and learned more about them. So I enjoyed that. I think the new characters, yeah, they were kind of disposable, but we still got to connect a little bit to each of them and kind of learn about them as well. So
Yeah,
with the cast of characters they had, they did a good job.
Like Sam, I liked how they went meta with her because a
Yeah.
lot of fans did not like Sam in part 5. And in this movie, they even made fun of that in the sense of like, oh, why does everyone hate me? Why am I not likable?
Yeah.
Did you guys catch
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
That was good to me. I like how they
Oh
incorporated
yeah,
that
with
into
people
the
recording
story.
with the phone too,
Yeah, and
and then
people
like
hated
even
her.
the
She's like,
therapist being
like,
like,
why
I
don't
gotta
people
go report
like
this.
me? Yep, and they made sure you liked her here. And I was reading that she had the most airtime or screen time than I think Sydney has in a movie. That was interesting to read.
Oh yeah, and
She was my
holding up the
character.
mask. Oh, I loved when she
Yep.
was holding up
I
the
don't know.
mask. That was
I-
perfect.
I-
She outshined Tara for me. I think it was vice versa in 5, but I liked her more than Tara in this one.
I did too.
All right.
Yep.
And the shrine was great as well. I love
Yep.
them.
Love the
incorporating that
shrine.
How did I
fandom
say
for
that? Duh, the
3
shrine was
movies. It
amazing. Yep.
awesome.
One thing I did forget to mention, I like how they've talked about how Richie was making like stab fan films that were playing in the theater at the end. I liked that. I think that while being a small thing, that's just kind of, you just see it, it adds more background to Richie subsequently after his story's been told. So I like that a lot. I think people don't talk about that enough. The fact that he was just making stab fan films.
All right, let's see who's in the chat now. We got a lot more people joining in tonight. Wow. Okay, we got a Lapcat here, 20, saying Scream 3 is the worst film of the franchise. Dude who loves movies in the chat saying, when watching Scream 6 again, I noticed that Hawkeye across the hall mentions family a couple of times, so watch out for him in 7. Also watch out for Sam and Tara's mom. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like
Christina.
a Vin Diesel, family, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
No, Mike, the one that person right there, they're the ones who spoiled. They went in everybody.
Wait, who? Which
Dude
one?
who loves movies?
No,
Why
go
did he-
back,
No.
Wait,
Wait,
go back.
which one?
go back to Violet. They're the
Violet.
ones-
Oh,
they're the-
Violet's the one?
Are you serious? Who is
Yeah.
that? Let me see.
They're the ones who went on my stream last week. and-
Oh, fuck
That's
you, Violet. How you
Ooh,
gonna
we gotta
spoil the
put in time
movie?
out.
That's a
Hold
troll.
up.
That's
Gotta
a
put
troll.
in
Delete
time
that,
out.
block.
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah, let's
Block.
Block
Let's
that
get
person.
Block.
Let's get
Me
that.
and
Let's
Mama
get
blew
that.
it.
Call them out, Bob. Who else?
Block.
Call that
Yeah.
out.
Block.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, block them.
There you go.
It wasn't just my stream; like they did it for Halloween ends as well.
Oh,
So,
block
like,
them.
It's just
Mm.
people that do that. I don't understand why people enjoy it. Susan got it spoiled for her, and
Still, you got spoiled?
Yeah.
Scream?
I was really I was really upset. I was planning on seeing it in 3 hours, and someone intentionally sent me a direct message on Instagram just saying
Wrong
the
with
Ghostface killers are blah blah blah. I'm like,
Are
really?
you serious?
Yep.
I've been pissed.
So now in the
Ooh.
future,
Yeah.
for Scream 7, if I don't know you, I'm not.
Oh
gonna-
yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't even
Yeah,
open
that
it.
part.
I'm not gonna fall for it twice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yep.
And I know, like in my stream, and it's one of those things I feel so bad hosting a stream, and Mike, he did it private so that to avoid that. And but yeah, Tiana had it spoiled for her in my stream, and I felt terrible for everybody. Stuff like that. But I can't. Tim called it out, and I see it, and I get it off there as soon as possible. And for me to do it, I have to read the comments, so I see it as well. So.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to stream and have a good time.
Kill the trolls.
Yeah. Kill the trolls. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Scarlet Hayes saying, "Yo, Mike, what's up?" Hello, Scarlet Hayes. Coco Dutch saying, "Hello, beautiful people."
Hello.
Let's see. Dude who loves movies. Am I the only one who thought it would have been cool?
Shout out to Coco and Brian. They had a great conversation
yes.
earlier. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, that was perfect. No, yeah, I was listening in on that conversation too. That was a really good one. Yes.
KB
Brian
always
goes
has
blue.
good conversations. Sue and Coco.
Oh, there's Brian. Hey guys.
Hey.
That was a fun conversation.
Yeah, they're always good time.
Let's see. Dude loves movie. There's no denying that Scream 6 is entertaining as well. Kick your feet up with some popcorn and enjoy the ride. I wanted a Scream movie, and I got a Scream movie. I know it kind of sounds like we're bashing the movie a little bit.
Yes,
I think we all
you
really
are.
like the
All of
movie,
you.
and I want to go and see it again.
I thought this was gonna be fun.
I did want to say something, because I know, like, when I was talking about it, I was probably like, I was getting super technical with it. Overall, this is a movie I did have a good time with, but I'm just dissecting it. But the second time that I went to go and see it, because I already knew obviously everything that happened, I just went in and I had a blast because I already knew everything, and it was just a really fun rewatch. So it is another solid installment to the franchise.
Scream is one of those movies where you don't, even Halloween Nights, horror movies probably in particular shouldn't be spoiled, because you don't want to know who dies, you don't want to know who the killer is. And that's why at the beginning, when they revealed who the killer was, I was like, okay, I'm already spoiled this maybe, and then no. So it sucks, because as soon as I heard the characters' names, I was like, well, this is the killer, and this is the killer. And that just ruins it for you. You're watching it, and you're like, and then when they killed Quinn, I was like, well, I know, and I'm sure Sue knew too.
Well, that's a fake out. Yep.
Yeah. It sucks. I loved Scream 6. I had a lot of fun with it. It's hard to rank these because I'm such a big fan of all 6. And do they have their flaws? Yeah, just like most movies, but they're so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
They are.
I just want to say, I know I was kind of doing a little bit of crapping on it, but it's
we're bashing it.
Listen, Scream is not my favorite franchise. And if there's a problem with the movie, I'm going to address it. That's what we're here to do.
Fine.
Right?
I want to know what your favorite is so I can go talk to you about that. Okay.
My favorite
Period.
My favorite what? Franchise?
This is my favorite, and you guys are coming for me.
In the franchise?
I feel attacked. I feel
Hey,
like Drew Barrymore at the beginning of Scream.
We will get to that question. We will get to it.
They're attacking me, Russell.
I feel like it's boring to just heap praise on something. And
no, I think it's boring too. But I mean,
like if
4 versus 1 ain't fun.
We get good conversations this way when we have.
But you were just bashing. But we moving on. I'm gonna keep
it cute.
I got my wig. I gotta keep it cute.
Critical analysis.
Yes.
Of the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way, Mark. I'm always looking at, okay, what's the good of the movie? What's the bad of the movie? What could be improved?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. It's pretty normal, I think, to do that.
Yeah, you can still overall enjoy a movie, but not be at like a 10 on it, you know?
I get you. I just seemed like earlier you guys, y'all didn't seem like y'all had fun, especially this
you
one.
You got to separate these two. Put Sue in.
That's just my opinion.
That's why. Yeah, you guys.
Plus also because we're all on YouTube, we kind of go in with like half a critic brain and half of an entertainment brain. Also, we don't just go in to fully enjoy a movie. We also go in, we're thinking about things at the same time. So that's part of it too, I think.
Yeah.
I actually don't like when somebody says, and I talked to Cody about this, I don't like it when somebody tells me, shut your brain off and just enjoy it. Because I actually think even something like Scream 6, there's a lot more than just shut your brain off and it's just popcorn filler or whatever. Yeah, Cody, and I've mentioned this like 20 times since then, but Cody said something great when he told me, he's like, I like that Sam was dealing with trauma, and he started talking about and breaking down other scenes that were just deeper than it's just to, just enjoy.
I talked about that too. I talked about, I don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to say,
I'm just telling you what
Cody, the way you're coming at, okay.
No, I'm just saying that like Cody mentioned some great things. Like you said, we love to break down films. So,
Yeah, we're discussing what we liked and what we didn't like.
I'm discussing too. Not like I just said like, oh, just shut your brain off. That's Marvel's job. I mean, I ain't got time for that.
I agree with you on that.
I didn't say that you can't be technical.
Terrell, we got to focus here, okay? So, what do you think of the kills? I'll start off with a positive, okay? I did like some of the kills that we got. Of course, the ladder kill was the best part. I thought that was really interesting. That was something different. There wasn't enough kills for me, but the kills we got, I thought were fine. So I was happy with those. Terrell, what did you think of the kills?
There wasn't a lot of kills. I agree. There's a lot of stabbing though. There was a lot of people getting stabbed up. Mindy, Kirby got stabbed in the same spot she got stabbed in part 4, which I thought she died. She got shot. She got stabbed 3 times. Kirby, I'm surprised you're not dead. So I will say, let me be technical. So I feel like in this movie, I think Chad should have died, and I think Kirby should have died, and I do think only because the way that bitch was stabbed. I liked her scene where she like threw the TV up on Ethan. I did not like Ethan. I don't know why he came back, girl. He got his anyway. So that kill was interesting. With Tara, I like how she was hanging on with Sam, and then she says, "No, it's okay. You could drop me." Y'all want to be technical and shit. That was a great scene because the whole movie she was overprotective of this girl. She would not let this bitch go, but she was holding on. She looked at her. She's like, "You know what? You can handle this. Let me let you go. Girl power. Let's do this." Loved it. I could dissect shit too, but I liked that part. And she went down there. She had that knife. She took a stab, y'all. Ethan stabbed her first, and then she stabbed him in his mouth, and then turned it, and then twisted it out his cheek. I loved it. She said, "Die a virgin, you bitch." Basically, I added the bitch part, but she said, "Die a virgin," and then that was great. I hated that character. Amazing for me. And Annika, I told you earlier, I like that scene. That was very intense. I wanted her to get across because I liked her. I thought someone else was going to die, but she, fell off. She got fucked up. Great gore, great blood. That was great. There wasn't a lot of kills. There was a lot of stabbing, y'all. Everyone in this movie got stabbed the fuck up, but they lived. Mindy, I want the drugs that she was on because the way she got stabbed and pulled up on that thing and lost all that blood, like twice. She even said, "I don't want to get hurt anymore." Bitch got stabbed the fuck up again. And then she running. Like, I wish I could just run like that. She's like, "Oh, they got me on a lot of drugs. Y'all want to talk about riding? Let me get critical again." That didn't make any sense either. Bitch, you were just stabbed last night. You were in the hospital. How you gonna get up and go run? So that's my tea.
All right. Sue, what'd you think of the kill?
How do I follow that? No, I there weren't enough bodies. There wasn't a high enough body count for me. Like the way they were hyping this up with the trailer and everything, I was expecting like, wow, everyone's gonna die in this movie. But for what we got, I was happy with, because they really they're stabbing in the eye, and Sam going knife happy at the end with the cop. Like, that was great. And the scene with Tara, I like that scene too, Terrell. I really, really did. I thought that was really well done. And I like how, she just went in the mouth, just went for it.
Yeah.
But I wish they did get a little bit more creative, because it was a lot of stabbing. Like how they did the ladder kill. That's perfect. Like, think outside the box and do something a little bit different. I believe I said that was my favorite one.
Yeah.
So
that was great.
Yeah.
All right. And Mark, what did you think of those kills?
I think they were pretty good for Scream. There's stabbing is like the method of killing. So, but they had the massacre in the bodega with the shotgun was different, and the ladder kill was probably my favorite. It's in my contention for favorite scene of the movie. The ladder scene is very tense. So, I mean, for Scream, they got as creative as I think maybe they could have. I don't know how much more you can really do it. By its very nature, Scream is a stabby movie, hence the name of Stab in the movie. So there's really only so much room for innovation, I think, there. But I liked them in this movie, so if they can keep that trend going in the future, I would be down for that.
Oh, yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the shotgun kill, too, because I thought that was going to be too much. Are they going to use the shotgun the whole movie? They used it one time, perfect for that scene.
Yeah, he was there, so he used it. He didn't run around with it. So I like that.
All right, Bob, what did you think of the kills?
Yeah, everybody was talking about how this one's going to be super bloody. I don't know that it necessarily was. I enjoyed it for what it's worth. I guess I'm so immune to fucked up shit in movies, but I enjoy it. Like, I don't need them to get crazy violent. It's fun for what it's worth for me as far as the violence goes and the killing and stuff like that. But it's cool when you get creative. I also like the scene with Terrell as well. I like a lot of it. I think Terrell had talked about it earlier. There was a lot of tense scenes. The bodega even was really tense too. The apartment scene, the ladder, all that stuff. My one complaint with the Tara thing was it's almost funny because she gets stabbed in the back, which people tend to forget about, and that when she's with Chad, I believe, and then she gets stabbed in the stomach too, and she's got a sling on her shoulder. So I was like, that didn't make too much sense. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I keep freezing. I gotta figure this out. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoy a lot of the kills too. There's some good ones. The Chad thing, if that would have been the best kill if he died.
Hands
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Hands
was-
Because
down.
that was
Yeah.
so impactful, you guys. That was so impactful. You've never seen two Ghostface in one scene like that, fucking somebody up. And then that, oh God, that was
Yep.
perfection, y'all. Orgasmic.
And you
that
felt
was great.
and you felt the emotion as a viewer because Tara was distraught and she was just falling in love with this guy.
Yeah, and it
they're
led up
taking
to
that
that because
away.
they almost kissed earlier when Quinn cockblocked them, and she
Yeah.
says, "Don't say that again." You know how she ran in to get her phone earlier in the movie. Yeah, that I don't know, that was great, and they finally got the kiss. She said, "You can do it some more," and all that, and I was like, "Oh, I like this, get it, girl." And then he got what he got, and I thought that would have been super impactful if they took his ass out.
Yeah, I mean, the best kill scenes turned out to not be kill scenes.
Mhm.
Chad and also Gail as well.
Good way to put
Best
it.
scenes of the movie
Yeah.
turned out to be kills. So
It kind of deflates all that work you did. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We got to feel. I believe as an audience, as a viewer, we have to feel pain, and this one didn't really make us feel any kind of emotional pain. And if they had killed Gail, I think there would have been some of that, especially for somebody like Terrell and Mika. And if they killed Chad, obviously Terrell loves Chad too. So, and I know a lot
He's
of
cool.
other.
I liked him more in this. I don't know if Sue said this, but I liked Mindy more in 5, but I like Chad
Yeah.
more in this. Was that you, Sue? And
Yeah,
I
that was
agree with
me.
that 1000% because I don't know, I was team Chad. And again, Mindy didn't have a lot in this one, but she had little quirky things throughout the film. But
She
I
had
don't know.
moments here and there.
Yeah, there you go. But Chad had a consistent
Chad was.
vibe.
I'm not a
He was
big.
a vibe.
I was not a big Chad fan in Scream 5, and I wanted him to die. But
Really?
because
He
got.
almost died in that one
That's
too.
what I'm saying. He got stabbed.
He was supposed
He
to.
got stabbed
Yeah.
in the artery.
But I like how
I
he-
actually
yeah.
really like Chad in Scream 6. I was a big
Yeah.
fan. I was surprised by
And he
that.
came
Like,
up with the
was-
core 4.
Yeah.
As cringy
It's
as
a
it could
little
be.
corny.
Yeah.
It's a little corny and cheesy, but you know what? That's
Mhm.
okay. I enjoyed it. And I think Mark had talked about it. They felt like a family, like very close, bonded.
Yeah,
that's what
I bought them as a group of friends.
Yeah,
who
and I
had
thought they
been through
mimicked
something traumatic.
the
I bought
show, like Scream,
Yeah.
the TV show we were talking about, season 2. After they were bonded from the events of the first film, they were called the Lakewood 6 because it took place in Lakewood, and there were the 6 survivors. They brought in the core 4. I don't know.
Is that streaming
to bring
anywhere?
the
I want to
multiverse.
rewatch that one day.
Netflix. Check Netflix.
Is it still on there?
Netflix.
That would be
Double
nice.
check, 'cause I think it is.
I want to see that again, see if it holds up.
all right, so this actually leads perfectly into our next question. But C is saying, are we saying 5 or 6 killers? I'm leaning on adding Sam as the 6th one since she was wearing the suit. Good point there. I was originally just thinking the 4 killers with the family and then the one at the beginning.
Yeah, I
'Cause
didn't
don't
count
think,
Greg.
yeah, I
Greg
don't
was
think
chopped
his
up.
Yeah, I
partner-
don't count Greg
he never
either.
I don't count Greg.
Yeah, he
Somebody
didn't ever
counted him
become
earlier.
a Ghostface killer,
I
right?
was
He
saying
never
if you
killed
want to go,
anybody.
if you want to get technical, you could consider 5, and like that person said right there,
Yeah.
you could say 6 if you want to go down that route. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy in the fridge, I don't think got the chance to kill anybody.
Yeah, I don't think he
so-
Yeah.
killed anybody.
right?
He
But
would be a
That was a
potential-
brutal looking kill,
Nev
though. Like,
Campbell
a
wears
body
the
in the
suit.
fridge.
Nev Campbell wears the suit in Scream 1. I don't consider her.
Yeah, I wouldn't count.
Yeah,
Sam.
exactly. I was going to bring that up
seems,
too.
that seems like pushing it.
All right, yeah. So let's look at this now. What do you think of the reveals of the killers? So, Mark, did you like these reveals?
We don't need to talk about it a lot more here. This was on pace to be like way better than I thought it was, and I still liked it. So it could have been even better, but I didn't really like the reveals here. I thought there was parts of it, that there was potential there to be good. I liked that if you had maybe had it to where, you know, maybe you were forcing some of them to, like maybe forcing the kids into to do it. Like the fact that they were all so gung ho about it and just like evil to like, it was to the point of like being borderline comical. Like they're all like grinning with blood on them and stuff. And look, that's just something for me. That's a hang up. Other people have no issue with it. That's fine. I wish I didn't care about it, but as a viewer, these are supposed to be these well-written craft, like, you know, whodunits, like murder mysteries. And then when it falls apart for me in the third act, it kind of hinders my overall score. So for me, the reveals weren't great. It's all new characters, none of which I cared much about. That has to do with it too. So for me, it was like just kind of a flat line. It didn't ruin the movie.
The killers were new characters. Scream 4, the killers were new characters.
I'm not saying they need to be new characters, but I need them to be like interesting characters, because when they're not interesting and then those are my ghost faces, that's a problem for me.
I will say one thing about what Mark's saying, like, and I know Mark and Terrell are on two sides here, but
I'm trying to be very diplomatic about it.
I respect.
Well, what would you have wanted?
It's a very much a me thing. I can't.
Right,
what would you want the end to be?
Because I've always said,
I'm not
like,
a screenwriter. I'm not. I don't need to write the movie for them.
I've always said respect, you know, somebody's opinion. So
for sure,
where they're coming from, whether you loved it or hated it, but also at the same time respect people who enjoyed it, and the people who enjoyed it. Don't get mad at somebody's, because Mark's not being a dick. He's just sharing his opinion.
I didn't say anything. I just asked what would have made it more impactful for him.
Maybe I would have to think about that. You know, I would need. So when I watch these movies, I don't try to guess what's. I mean, to a degree, but I'm not like trying to play chess with them and think 3 steps ahead. I'm kind of along for the ride. But there are a lot of hints that you can pick up on, and that can formulate, you know, who you think might be the killer. But for the most part, like, I like to be present in that moment and have them reveal it to me, like in live action, like in real time. Like I don't. So and then when they do that, and it just kind of like, it's not much. It didn't do a ton for me, the reveals.
I'm with Mark, honestly, because you had asked in the pregame stream and Terrell gave me shit about it. I'm not big into guessing who the killers are. I just want
to be surprised, you know.
I kind of want to, like, it's cool. Like I might assume somebody, but I don't dive too deep. I'm just like, okay, let's see who it ends up being. And normally I'm surprised. Richie, I kind of predicted, but outside of that, I never really try to go down that route. I just kind of want to enjoy the surprise.
I gave you shit for that?
Yeah. I didn't want to predict, and you were like,
all right, well, Sue, what do you think of the killer reveal?
I didn't give you shit for guessing.
Hey, focus here, everybody.
Well, it's hard for me to say because, as we know, I was spoiled with that. So when it was revealed, I mean, I thought the reveal was kind of cool. And I'm like, okay, we got a family situation. Like, I didn't know that they were related, you know? So, I mean, all I knew were their names. We have 3 killers. So to find out that they were all related and it was linked to Richie, I'm like, okay, this all makes sense. And I'm accepting it. And I said, we are, you know, piggybacking off of Scream 2 with the revenge plot. Okay, that's fine. And I embraced it for what it was. But it wasn't like a huge shock for me because I got spoiled, unfortunately. So
that's
all right. Yeah, it does. Terrell, you weren't spoiled, right? So it was a surprise to you then? Or what did you think of the reveals?
It was a surprise. I mean, I dislike or like the reveals. I just went with it. And I like that part 2, like I said earlier. I don't know. I didn't know who it could be. The detective was kind of a red herring. Ethan, like I said earlier, I knew he was probably the killer because he was just too. He popped in and out. I don't know. I didn't like earlier. He's saying
he was kind of just there.
Yeah, and then like
you know, he was just there, like with nothing to do.
And I didn't really care for that character at all. Something about him I just didn't like. It was just vibes. I don't know. So I knew he probably was the killer. But the reveals were fine. I mean, I liked it. I think what I got out of it, I wasn't trying to guess. Like Bob said, I gave him shit. I didn't give you shit for that. But I liked it. The impact, the fight. I like the battle at the end. The monologue. And I like that they're like, oh, this is my son. Reveal. And I think it elevated Richie for me. Richie came off as this guy that was like, oh, I'm on films, I'm da-da-da-da, he's from Modesto or whatever, and he was with Sam, and then, you know, closeted collector, which I could connect with. He collected that stuff. The dad bought that shit for us. So he collected all the stuff from the memorabilia of the killings. So that was kind of cool. Like, I'm a collector too. So I connected with that. So I don't know. I liked that, and to reveal like, oh, he had a brother and a sister and a dad, and they crazy too. So I don't know. I didn't mind it. I liked that reveal. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, and Bob, I know you were spoiled, but
Yeah.
were you still
I
happy
just
with how
told
they did the
Terrell I
revealing
predicted-
moment?
Before in the pregame stream, I said Quinn, and Terrell said, "Who even is that bitch?" I believe he said.
That
so,
wasn't giving you shit.
But you said, "Why would
But
she
you're
be
making
the
like I'm
killer?"
a villain right now. I don't like that.
No, you said, "Why would she be the killer?" And I called it. I
And
said,
she
Quinn.
was. That was great. I mean, it is what it is. But I didn't give you shit for that. I just said,
No,
why
I didn't
was
want to
she-
guess. I'm just saying in the first stream, I didn't want to guess who the killer was. Like I was.
It was
okay.
my question anyway, with
But,
guessing who the killers were.
The
So.
reveal's fine. Yeah, Ethan didn't have much character in that movie though. But like I said, there's not a whole lot to guess from. If you're taking away all the legacy characters, who else could it be? So it's it was either Sam's boyfriend, the therapist who died early, or Ethan or Quinn and the detective. So there was only like 4 or 5 characters to choose from, to guess. Unless it ended up being, and this is why I said I think Terrell had covered it on the first stream. It would have been cool to pick somebody that's not part of the group. That might be a cool thing to do moving forward, so we don't guess the right answer.
Yeah, I was
like that.
still completely shocked with the reveals, so I was super happy with the reveals. I didn't guess any of them. I mean, initially we were all thinking kind of the cop, but I was still surprised when every character was revealed, especially like Quinn, because she was supposed to be dead. I mean, they showed that kill scene, right?
I liked that. So that's what I was wondering, like, in the future, if people die, what if they're not really dead? Because they could possibly be the killer. So
exactly,
if you are going to go through it
I really like
guessing, it would be kind of interesting in the future. Like, oh, well, they die? You know what I mean? Like, they could still be the killer. So I kind of like that, you guys.
I like that too. And I didn't necessarily know Ethan was going to be the killer. I still was a little surprised by that. I mean, I thought he was being a good student. He was at class. He had that alibi. So he was working hard on his grades, you know? I was believing him.
It's always the quiet ones.
You said it would be cool to see the killer. You got Billy, who was supposedly dead, Roman in the third one. So it's not the first time they've done that. They've done that quite a bit where they show the guy dead and then he comes back in later on.
Well, I still thought it could be pretty much anybody. I was still thinking it was Kirby for the longest time. I thought it was going to be Kirby, like up into that moment. So I was surprised by that it wasn't Kirby. I was shocked. So I liked all the reveals myself.
Something weird about Ethan, he was just Chad's roommate, and none of them really particularly seemed to like him or even be friends with him, but he was still just kind of hanging out with them throughout the movie. Did that seem weird to anybody else?
He was in the background for sure.
He's kind of just like lingering, like he has no other friends, so he wants to be friends with them, but they don't even really seem to like him all that much. Even before the Ghostface stuff started happening, I just thought that was kind of funny. He was just kind of like there.
I know. At the beginning,
maybe they were copying his homework or something like
that.
that.
That's what I was saying. I think he was the nerd because Chad tried to help him. He tried to hook him up with a chick at a party.
He did. That's a good point.
And then the girl was just like,
so maybe he does like him, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, maybe he was the wingman, okay?
He was trying to help him out. Okay, I forgot.
So maybe it was a give and take. He probably helped him with his homework, and Chad
helped him get some
pussy. Okay.
Yeah.
It was
Thank you for reminding me about that part, because I actually was trying to think of situations in the movie where they were like actively being nice to Ethan.
Yeah, at the Halloween party.
I forgot.
Another thing we didn't talk about, it took place on Halloween, y'all. That was great. Y'all didn't like that?
No,
yes, and we'll definitely
that.
get to that. We'll definitely get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Though. Let me shout out a dude who loves movies with a $5 super chat. I saw that even though Nev had a very small role in the original script, it had major effects on the killer reveal and the motive. Ooh, interesting thought. I wasn't really thinking about that myself.
The funny thing about
let me play a quick video clip because I'm so thankful for Dude Who Loves Movies super chat.
An honor. I love it.
Oh, that's great.
That's Amber.
So thank you so much, Dude Who Loves Movies. But anybody's thoughts on that super chat there? That thought was having a very small role.
I had heard. I guess I'll spoil it now. One of my buddies, the original script supposedly was going to be she comes in at the very end, and it sets the course for Scream 6 or Scream 7 moving forward. She was going to be a main character. The end of Scream 6 with her coming in was going to set up Scream 7 for her like to be the main lead. So I don't know what that was, but I kind of would have liked to see it because I do love Nev Campbell. But like I said earlier, it worked much like Creed without Stallone. I thought this worked without Nev Campbell, and I'm a huge Nev Campbell fan. So.
I was glad that she wasn't in this because think about it. There was already enough characters, and we were already kind of saying how they didn't have like they did a good job of giving them all enough to do. But if you threw Sydney in there, it's like that's just juggling too many things. And I think it was actually to the movie's benefit that she's not in it.
Yeah, that would have just been another character shoehorned in there, and we already had so many shoehorned characters. We didn't need more. All right, let's go ahead and look at this next question because I know, Terrell, you were mentioning it taking place on Halloween, so let's get right into this one.
Oh.
What was your favorite horror or Scream reference, Easter egg in the background? Terrell, what was your favorite?
Oh shoot. Oh god. I liked like I said, the Halloween. I thought that was cool. I mean, I like Halloween, and the Scream universe hasn't really touched on, on Halloween. And I feel like Ghostface is almost like the face of Halloween in a sense. Like I was Ghostface 3 times when I was a kid in a row. And a lot of people dressed up as Ghostface. It was a very popular costume. So to have this take place on Halloween, and there's a whole stab movie universe and whatnot, and have all these people dressed up as like fucking Ghostface, and the Radio Silence films. You've seen the chick from Ready or Not. You saw the Babadook. It was a reference to part 5. And I don't know, there's a lot of cool costumes. I like the little scene of the theater that was, I didn't realize it, but I just saw that there's like, a Jade Jolie character from part 3. Apparently she was on a talk show Monday through Friday, and they had her banner. It was all dilapidated and shit. That was a cool little Easter egg. What else? I don't know. I don't know. I can't think right now, but I liked a lot of that. I want somebody else to talk.
All right, to you, Bob.
Yeah, I like the pinhead they had.
Awesome.
They showed the actress from Ready or Not, or the character, twice. I said it to my buddy, did you see it? And he didn't, but then they showed it again a second time on the train really quick. So that was cool. Pinhead. So those little kind of quirks there. Yeah, just all like Scream's so good at giving us throwbacks to the whole franchise too. And yeah, I enjoy all that stuff.
All right, and Sue, what was your favorite?
Obviously the Jason Takes Manhattan playing in the opening scene.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought that was perfect. It was
that was
so
perfect.
appropriate. You're acknowledging it's excellent. So I love that. The subway with all of our iconic horror characters, I thought that was amazingly well done. And then obviously the shrine where they had like important bits and pieces from the entire history of the Scream franchise. And I was like, oh my God, it's Roman's happy birthday banner.
Ultimate.
They had that, and they had Tatum's outfit, and it was just great. So those 3 were the ultimate for me.
All right, and Mark.
If I'm not mistaken, the Flash from Spider-Man in the beginning, he's wearing a 4 Flies on Grey Velvet t-shirt, I'm pretty sure, which is a Dario Argento movie. And then later Mindy says, oh, he's that guy who's obsessed with Argento or something. So I like that they had a tiny little nod to like Giallo Italian horror in there. That was my favorite part. It's very quick, but I like that.
No, that's true. And Severin just put out that 4 Flies on Grey Velvet. So
yeah, I want that.
Oh yeah, this movie had so many references, and you all pretty much covered them. And Bob, I know you were mentioning in the pregame the letterbox reference as well. That was
I love that one.
Awesome.
Me and Terrell are obsessed with letterbox. So
yeah,
that was my favorite line actually. That I just forgot about it now, but when she's like letterbox nerds, or what does she say? Like, yeah, I love that. I was like, that's me.
Yeah, I like that they were. That's getting meta with it. Is how everybody uses letterbox now.
But nobody talks about like you don't hear that. I've never heard that word thrown out there.
No, me
outside
never.
So that was so cool.
I use it a lot too.
I love letterbox.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and the shrine was just a ton of fun. I just want to see the movie again to go and pick out things in the shrine, just to see all the Easter eggs, like you were saying, Sue, all the outfits.
Mm-hmm.
You had Sue's like robe in there, like or Stu, I mean.
Yeah.
Stu, yeah.
My robe,
awesome.
yes.
I'm like, no.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, Stu was excellent in there. You had like a cop outfit in there as well,
yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
Mhm. And
I like
then
that.
all the Kirby stuff. You had the Kirby drawing and what she got stabbed with. So pretty much it was a love letter to Scream fans out there. You had pretty
Yep.
much
Yeah.
some from all the Scream movies. Even with Scream 2, they had one of the theatrical masks in there from the little like play they were doing. So that was super cool too. That was very quick as well.
Oh, I didn't
But
even see that.
oh
I gotta
yeah,
watch it
that
again.
was in there. Yeah,
Mhm.
They
it's
have
really
pretty much
tough to see.
everything
Yeah.
you could think
Yeah.
of stuff from Scream 3. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was everything.
Every Scream movie had
Mhm.
something in it, I think. So that was great.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
also
let's
like that.
see.
Did you? I don't know if anyone mentioned it. How the killer, after every kill, he left a mask going backwards from Richie, Amber, all the way to Billy.
Oh yeah,
That was kind of
that was a
cool.
cool
I don't know.
idea.
I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still wondering how they got all that stuff in the shrine. I know they said, "Oh, well, police evidence can go missing for like the right
Yeah.
price." I'm like,
That's a lot of
okay,
evidence, though.
okay,
That was a lot. It was
that's a lot
That's a
of
everything.
lot.
dirty cops out there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. We got C saying the family reveal did surprise me. Definitely thought she had died. The cop dad was the only one I was sure about. Yeah, he was the most likely suspect to me.
Mhm.
But Quinn, I had no idea. I did not think she was coming back. Yeah. We got mid-level in the house saying, "What up, y'all?"
What's up, Ken?
Again.
Oh dang! How'd y'all get Drew Barrymore on the stream? All right. Let's see. Amazing Anna saying, "I thought it
Anna.
was Kirby, then I switched it to being that girl's boyfriend in the apartment. I was switching off. See, it kept Amazing Anna on her toes. I thought it was
Okay.
Kirby for the longest time. I was hoping it was Kirby.
And
but
Sam thought it
didn't
was damn
happen.
Mindy. I was surprised
Yeah.
by that. Do y'all remember when they had the reveal?
I
And
know.
then, oh, that could be in the girl figure. If they didn't think it was
Mhm.
Quinn, they'll say, "Are you Mindy?" I was like, "Bitch, that's your friend. You thought it was her for real?" But that was, I don't know. I that caught me off too. I was like, "What? Could it be Mindy?" That threw me off. I don't know.
But the boyfriend was great. I didn't think it was going to be the boyfriend because that would have been too obvious in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he was awesome. He was just a nice guy, a nice
Yeah.
boyfriend.
With
He called the
that deep
cops at
voice.
the end and everything. So he was helping out. He was doing his part.
Mhm.
Let's see. Tiana saying it is always the quiet ones.
Yep.
Well, who's been quiet on the stream tonight? That is the ghost face. Dude who loves movies. He was there because he was Chad's roommate, and Chad wanted to keep an eye on him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Just to maybe
that's
rule him out as a killer.
Makes
I
sense.
guess. Yeah.
Amazing
They're
Anna
definitely
saying,
friends. I just forgot that they seem to have some kind of connection.
Oh, the
earlier.
rapey guy?
then I thought it was the guy from the party that got punched by Chad. Oh, the one
The
that was
rapey
trying to,
dude.
go with a terror.
I don't know. Sam tased him.
Oh, she
That
did.
was a great moment
Yeah,
though with
she
the
did.
taser. That was awesome.
And
That
she
was
gave him the
super
heads
cool.
up. She said, "I'm gonna do this," and he didn't flinch. Y'all remember that? He didn't
Yep.
flinch.
Let's see. Dude who loves movies. I believe the killer would have been more Sydney related. So when she dropped out, they had to make it more Sam based. Ooh, so you think they changed it up that much with the killers?
I think the whole I don't want to say the whole script, but I think the whole motive definitely had to be changed when Sydney was not on. I think a lot changed for sure. And even though she was such a small part, it changes a lot for Scream if Sydney's involved.
Also saying I love that Mindy's girlfriend was dressed like Parker Posey from Scream 3,
Oh,
and I like that Terry's
yeah.
Omega Zeta Beta
I remember.
reference from
Yes.
Scream
Oh,
2.
he's
I didn't even pick up
awesome.
Yeah.
on those two.
Cody's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, Cody's a cool guy.
Yeah, that guy right there. I like him.
Dude who loves movies. Go subscribe to his channel. He just started a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I'm subscribed.
Amazing Anna said, "Did y'all see Annabelle in the therapist office? Was it?
What?
Or are you thinking Shazam 2?
Annabelle?
Amazing Anna, I think you're thinking Shazam 2.
Oh, I didn't watch that. Was that
Let's
good?
see. It's amazing. Best
Oh,
movie of the
nice.
year
I'm gonna watch
so
it.
far.
I'm gonna watch it.
It is so good. Yeah.
Nice.
I like it over Scream 6, but I love Scream 6.
Oh, okay. gonna watch
Let's see. TY movie database. I love how it made fun of how bad Jason takes a boat to Vancouver is. Hey, I like that one.
I
think
honestly
it's
don't.
underrated.
Jason Takes Manhattan gets crapped on so much, but I have fun with that movie.
Yeah.
Maybe because my dad showed it to me when I was like a tiny little kid, but I enjoy that one a lot.
Yeah. And half of it takes place in Manhattan. Like when I first originally heard people talking about it, they said, "Oh, there's no Manhattan in it. There's no New York." So I thought it was only going to be 5% of the movie. No, it's about half of the movie. So there's some good Manhattan stuff, especially with the boxing punch. Best part.
I like Jason movies. I don't know how I would rank those actually. That would be interesting little ranking thing.
Oh, I think that's a Bob stream coming up
Yeah, that
one
was
of these
we were
days.
supposed to do that a long time ago.
Are you doing that at some point, Bob? Because that's my
Yeah,
favorite
I
franchise.
think, yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. It's just between, so you got Mike and Terrell in California, and then me and Derek are out on like, the same time zone. So it's just hard getting sometimes schedules together to do live streams. That's the
No,
tough.
I get it. I just didn't know you had that in the pipeline because I love that's my Friday 13th.
Yeah, we're still trying to. We're not canceled. We didn't cancel ourselves. We're still there. It's just hard to schedule,
All right. Darius saying it was confirmed that the majority of props from all of the Scream films are replicas besides the props from Scream 5. So they're not the original ones.
I didn't know that.
They gave those all away, I'm guessing.
It would have been hard to get a hold of all that stuff, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. TY Movie Database. The scariest scene in the film was the subway. That was a great moment. I really like that.
Tension filled. That was a good one.
There's a lot of tension in this movie. Like between that and the ladder scene and the final act when she's tagging, there's a lot of tension in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was kind of scared for Tara and Sam because it was 3 versus 2. I was like, what the fuck? How are they going to get out of this?
Yeah.
That was insane. I don't know.
Yeah, I liked that final act a lot once we got past who the killers were. Like, after that, I loved how violent and brutal it was. Like, there was a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a great line, too. It looks like you're down one brother.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
A lot of good stuff. And then when Sam kills, like, she is just stabbing. Like a mother, like I love that. I like that part. She does that in 5 and she does it in 6. So, yeah.
Yeah, somebody had said, I think it was Thai Movie Database. I don't know for sure, but somebody had talked about Sam wrestling with not wanting to become her father. That's what I like about her character too, and that's why I don't want to see her become a killer, because I really like that she's kind of wrestling with it, but doesn't want to go down that route. But she's not afraid to fuck someone up if she needs to.
Yeah, she's being forced into it. She doesn't want to have to do this.
I don't think I wouldn't like that at all if she.
I like that she's a gray character, a grayer character than we've ever had before. Like, people are either killers or they're not, and they're doing something different with her. So I like that.
All right, getting into our next question here. How would you rank Scream 6 among the franchise now? Sue, where do you rank Scream 6?
I put Scream 6 at number 3. Third spot. So Scream original is 1, and then Scream 2 for me, Scream 6, Scream 5, 4, and then 3. But I have a good time with all of them. Like I've said millions of times, the Scream franchise is so consistent. Every single one I'm entertained by in a different way. I have fun with them. But with this one, it just ranked a little bit higher, so it landed in the 3rd spot.
All right, and over to Terrell. How do you rank this one?
Got you. For me, I don't know. I love all of them. Love all of them. And it took me a minute. Like I was going back and forth with how I was gonna rank these, and I'm gonna put it in my 2nd spot. I go 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, then 3. 5, it dropped for me. I think I like them all though. It's like you could put on any of them, and I'm like down. Let's just do it. But yeah, I think that's number 2 for me.
Wow, that's way high up there. That's excellent. Bob, where would you rank this
It's
one?
really hard because I swear, like, I'm pretty consistent when I rank stuff. I feel like it sticks pretty well. Scream could change on a daily basis for me, though, every time I rewatch one of them, because sometimes Scream 3 is like one of my favorites in the franchise. Everybody craps on Scream 3, but I keep in mind it was the first Scream I saw in theaters as a kid, so that has a lot of nostalgia for that.
You have connection to it. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I tend to think people don't understand that because they just judge you for why you like something.
No, but Scream, all of them are great.
Yeah, I love them all, and but I think I'm gonna go with Terrell on this one. It's between Scream 2 and I'm sorry, it's further obviously the original, then Scream 4 or 6 would be 2 and 3, and then I'll go Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 5.
Oh, almost the same.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And Mark, how would you rank these?
From best to worst, I have 1, 6, 4, 5, 2, and 3. So I like this one a lot. And I knew that I knew going into this that there was a potential for it to be my favorite sequel, just because it seemed like they were doing different things. Like 5, excuse me, is a lot of like the same, but it's by design. Like they're aware of that and they're leaning into that. So that's not like a flaw of the movie, but it's not my favorite for that reason. So 6 is like new setting, new stuff is happening, and I like this new trilogy overall because of that. So yeah, 6 is second favorite.
Yeah,
I need to
Scream
rewatch
6
it too. So
is gonna be in the middle for me.
Mhm.
Number 1, Scream 5, Scream 2, Scream 6, Scream 3, and then the one I don't like, Scream 4. So that's way bottom. But the rest I really like. All great movies. All right, let's look at these comments here.
Yeah, this is my favorite franchise, in not just horror franchise, but favorite franchise in the world. And there's some other franchises I love, but this is number one for me, and it's just so near and dear to me. But I think dude who loves movies said it. Sue said it. Most of us echoed it. There's no like Scream does not have a bad movie, even Scream 3.
Scream 4, but that's okay. I'll tell you, it's that Emma
I have fun
Roberts,
with
that
4.
Jill.
I love
can't
4.
deal with that. I can't
4 was
deal
my
with
number
that
2
Jill
before 6.
character.
Yeah, see,
And
me
Kirby
Here.
in there. Jill,
I love
you
number
Kirby.
4.
and Terrell love 4.
Yeah,
I
I
love
okay.
4.
If
Jill,
you take out Jill, if you take out Kirby, then it's
really?
I'm a
solid.
big
Oh,
Ford
you
defender
just
as
hate
well.
women? Do you hate women, Mike?
No,
He might
I'm
hate
telling you,
women.
Jill and
Kirby
Kirby.
and
It's the
Jill.
I hope
acting.
not.
It's the acting.
I know he
The
got
acting
amazing
is
Anna
not
over there,
there.
girl. I
All
love
right,
Anna. We
yeah,
still gotta get
Ty
our
is saying
shot.
number
Tell her I
3
said
for
hi.
me. Evil Kangaroo ranking 1, 5, 6,
6,
4, 2, 3. Ooh, all right. Yeah, it looks like 6 is really high up on people's lists. Yeah, Ty says 1, 4, 6, 5, 2, 3. There
Okay.
you go. Tiana saying mine would go 1, 4. Ooh, 6, 2,
Oh
5, 3.
wow, I like
Wow.
hers. Hers is very
See,
similar to me too.
4 is high up on
4
everybody's
is
list,
great.
Mike.
Yeah, 4 is high.
Yeah.
Not on this one.
Not this
Not
one.
that
Oh.
one. Rated on 1, 2, 6,
1, 2,
5,
6.
4, 3.
Yep, that's mine.
Oh, that is yours.
That's
Okay.
mine.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Sue,
just like the word.
are you in the chat under Lapcat?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
No, I'm not.
I'm
Double
happy that we're
feature.
getting new Scream movies.
Oh, I
because
like her ranking. It's different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, double feature saying 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5. 5 at the lowest. I love 5. 5 is really rewatchable.
very diverse rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see you saying 1, 2, 6, 4, 5, 3.
So,
All
Mika, I
different,
got
yeah.
a question for you. You and Kira have the same ranking then? I saw our ranking, so I assume you guys have.
Yeah,
you
it's the
have
same.
But
Of course.
yeah, in the 6 and 5, so it sounds like they're just, I mean, not as high up for the new ones.
They're not fans of the new trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
What's
all. And the
another thing?
originals are iconic. Hence this.
Mhm.
OG, everyone has number 1 is
Exactly.
number 1. Period.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of franchises. You get a diverse. Almost everybody starts with 1 when it comes to Scream, though. Nobody ever. I've never actually heard anybody say 2 above 1. Actually, to be honest.
Hey, there was a time I was back and forth between 5 and 1. That's how much I liked my first theater experience with 5.
Nice.
But after rewatches, yeah, number 1 for sure. 1 is the best. All right, let's see. Amazing Anna says, I can't rank them since I don't remember the other ones other than 5 and 6. I don't even know. Have you seen them all, Amazing Anna? I'm not too sure. All right, let's go to our next question. What do we think of the opening weekend box office? 44.5 million. Sue, my number person with the box office. This is great news, correct?
It's fantastic. Well, number 1, I guessed it correctly, so that's the first thing I was so
Oh,
happy about because
nice.
I said between 40 to 45 million, and it was right there.
Wow.
It's the highest opening for the Scream franchise. So I think that says a lot
Yeah.
that people are still excited about this franchise. They still are invested in it. They want to go and see these movies. And as long as people do and it's making money,
Yeah.
they're going to keep on making them. And in 10 days worldwide, it's made $116 million.
Damn.
So it's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark, what do you think of these box office numbers?
I think it's awesome. First of all, I always love to see when movies. I just like when movies make a lot of money, regardless of whether I like the movie or not. I like because it means we're going to get, like, especially horror movies. If there's a horror movie that I maybe don't love, but the fact that it makes a lot of money is always a good thing. So I like this. I like that we're going to keep getting more Scream. It makes me wonder if we're going to get 8. We already know 7's coming, but are we going to get 8, 9? Like, are they going to stop? Maybe, give it some time. But yeah, I'm very happy with it.
All right, and Terrell, what are you thinking on this number?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm a huge Scream fan, and I'm loving that a new generation is just also into it, and they're loving. The promotion was great for this. I feel like that was like next top tier promotion, like rivaled Marvel, because Marvel, they'd be getting it. Disney, but yeah, it was great. I don't know, even people standing on corners, that was great promo. So everything worked. I think they didn't have Nev, so that was interesting that they could still make this much money without my girl. But I loved it. I'm super excited about this. I want to see it again. The 3D, I don't know if we talked about that. I don't know if you guys all saw it in 3D. I don't feel like it gave too much more for it, in my opinion. Did y'all watch it in 3D?
Nope.
No.
Okay, yeah, because I saw the fan event and it was in 3D. It wasn't my choice to see it in 3D, but the first time I seen it, it was in 3D. Then I watched it in 2D, and the 3D didn't really do much or add to it. But I just want to point that out. We didn't talk about that yet.
So
But
wouldn't recommend the 3D then?
No,
on like
I
a
want to try
second
the
watch, not necessary.
40X or so thing with the seats and you get stabbed and shit. I want to try that, but I don't know. I'm really excited about this. And
Oh my gosh, when the Chad stabbing scene goes on, you're gonna be like feeling it. You're like, oh,
up. And I want to try it to
That's
see what
right.
that's gonna be like. Period. But no, I'm really excited for this. My favorite franchise, and I am ready for part 7. I don't want them to overdo it though. I don't know if they bring Sid back. What are they gonna do? Like, we didn't really need her in this one. So
Well,
what are they gonna do?
We're gonna get into that.
you brought up a good point with they made so much money without Nev Campbell in this one. I don't think that looks good for Nev Campbell coming back.
I don't think that's.
especially with the money.
I
Unless
don't
she
think-
takes the less money. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think it has to do with money. I think if they want Nev back and they're willing to pay her,
Oh,
she
they would pay her. They had the money before. I don't know why they didn't
Yeah,
do it.
I don't think this says we don't need Nev. I think if they want her back, they'll bring her back. But I don't know if they do. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't think the number, it could have bombed or it could have, and I'm sure that wouldn't necessarily affected.
Well, to me, I think it does affect it because it was so successful. I mean, most successful Scream opening, the one that didn't have Nev in it. So you don't need Nev to make money, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
get
no
that.
pressure on the studio to say, okay, we got to get Nev back. We got to pay her
But if
whatever
they get
she
Nev
wants.
back,
We
they
need
might
her
get
to make
even
the
more money.
But to me,
Yeah.
it's just like, well, if
think
we
they
want her
can,
back,
yeah.
we can still kind of offer the same thing we were offering before. I don't think they're pressured to offer more and to really fight to get her back. So I don't think she can be as demanding.
But my
At least
fear
that's
is
the way I see it. Am I just looking at that weird, or does
Well,
anybody else
if
feel
they
that way?
bring
No,
her
I completely
back-
understand what you're saying, and I think you're right about that.
Well, these new actresses and actors are going to be cheaper, so financially, it would make sense. But as long as it's in service of the story first,
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
then I'm okay with. I'd be okay with them bringing her back.
Well,
But
But
I-
if they
like-
bring her back, what if they kill her? I would die.
Yeah, I
I'll be awful.
Oh no,
think
they
they're gonna do
cannot
that.
kill my Sydney. No.
That's crazy. It's like
No.
they could keep her out being safe.
You
with
didn't
the
ask me
kids.
my box office predictions. I guessed it right. I
Well,
said 42 to
You're
47.
right, Bob. I know you're my numbers guy. So talk about the numbers here.
I said 42 to 47. So yeah, and then
You
I
get clapped too then.
but I think it looks great for it, and I guess I saw your next question, so I got a lot to say on number 10.
Oh, okay. That's what you had with the numbers?
I had 42
Okay.
to 47. So.
All right, let's go
That
to the next
Oh.
question for you,
Oh,
Bob.
here we
Take it
go.
away.
Here we
First of
go.
all,
The
is
heated
still
topic of
alive?
this
I'm
stream.
jumping
Gotta
on this
answer
one
that
because
important question, and
God.
then where do we go with Scream 7?
No, the Stu is not alive. Let's drop that, okay? Right away. But yeah, number 7. my concern is, okay, so a lot of studios will sometimes they announce Scream 7 like right after our pregame show. Due to
Yep.
you sent me it. So my concern is sometimes when they announce a studio announces a sequel to a movie before they even have a writer or director, which they did not sign them back on again yet. Okay. The people who made this one came out and said, we hope that we can join in for Scream 7 and get the chance to do it again. But so my concern is sometimes you're like, let's just get a 7 and you don't even have your writers or directors signed on. You just want to cash in. And so I hope they take their time. I hope they don't rush it or say, yeah, we don't care what it turns out to be. So I just hope that they find people who will take good care of it, whether it's the same directors and writers or trying something else. That's the concern.
I almost wonder if the announcement of Scream 7 was another marketing play to get more people to go see Scream 6. Hey, we think it's so good no matter. We got green-lighted Scream 7. I wonder if that was a little bit to it. Because they announced it before he even made the opening weekend, right? If I remember correctly.
Well, was that an official announcement from like the actual studio?
I think it was, wasn't it?
It might have
Yeah,
been.
it was announced before it opened.
Okay.
It might have been like, I don't know how official that is, but it
Yeah,
definitely there was an article for it. So
yeah, I saw that because I shared it, but when I was reading through it, I didn't know how official that was. I didn't hear any other news about it.
The Stu stuff, you could cut that shit right out because that's not happening.
Bob gets so angry with this topic.
26 years later, he had a TV fall on his head. He got stabbed, cut the fuck up, as Terrell would say, right? He's dead.
Yeah, he was. I don't understand. That's why they made fun of that. When Kirby pushed the TV on Ethan, so I saw that in a movie once, and he died.
That might have been them saying, "That's it,
he
y'all.
did.
He's dead. He's dead," like Terrell said.
Yes.
There's two ways you could look at that, but I'll wait till my turn.
Go for it, Mark. You got it.
Go for it.
I just had to. It came out. Because there's also the line of dialogue. I'm sure you guys are all thinking about it between Mindy and Kirby about if you believe he's really dead or not. And it seems to me like they're gearing up to do that in 7. I would hate that, but I feel like that's where they're going. And I really hope that's not what happens. I would not enjoy that. I think it would be stupid. It would be jumping the shark. Like, I think I've established already that I like when these movies have like some semblance of realism to them. They're supposed to be set in the real world where people are aware of horror movies. So I like there to be some realism there. If they do that, that's completely jumping the shark for me. As far as where we go with what I would like to see them do in 7, I've seen people wonder if they're going to stay in New York. Do we go back to Woodsboro? That's so old hat. Do we go to a new location? I honestly don't know what would work. I think part of me would be cool with them staying in New York, though, and maybe exploring with that a little more, like maybe Central Park, Times Square. Like, there's things there's still room to explore New York. So I think I'd be okay with them doing that in 7. Maybe stay in New York. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, who's up next? Sue?
Vegas.
What are you thinking on this one?
I'm afraid to bring up Stu because I don't want Bob to yell at me. Bob, don't yell at me. It's not like necessarily that I want Stu to be alive, but like Mark was saying, I feel like that's where they're going to take it in 7 because of how they're mirroring the previous 3 movies, where you have in Scream 3, Roman was the ultimate mastermind behind everything. And I feel like that's where they're going to take it in 7, revealing Stu to be the ultimate mastermind. Not that I want it to happen, Bob. Not that I want it to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where they could take it. That's where they could take it.
Honestly speaking, logically, though, okay, we get some stupid stuff in a lot of movies where dead people come back to life, like Fast and Furious and stuff, okay, and Marvel and whatever else.
Yeah.
But if we go down the route in Scream, we already have people getting stabbed 48 times and living. If we bring Stu back 25 years later, logically, it makes 0 sense.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I want Stu back. He's 100% alive. That is exactly what's going to happen, Sue. You got it correct. Yes, he is going to be the cult leader. There's going to be a whole bunch of ghost faces, an even bigger shrine. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to love every minute of it. And they're going to give the little background story of how he survived the TV, too.
My problem with that, Mike, is that seems to be everybody's theory.
Yeah.
So if you go ahead and just do that in the movie, everybody already knew it was going to happen. You've already deflated your big reveal before it even happens. Like, I feel like,
and I will still have a big smile on my face.
and that's
sometimes you don't have to subvert the expectations. Okay, sometimes just give us what we want. The final.
I don't think they will.
That's not what I want.
Yeah, I think I don't think they do that because I think they enjoy having these fans keep speculating.
Yeah, do something different. Like, let us all think about what we think would happen, but don't just do that thing. Like, you're Hollywood screenwriters. Like, this is all Reddit shit.
Well, I do want to bring up a theory. It's not my theory, so I'm not taking credit for this. But 3C Films YouTube channel, he's a massive Scream fan, and I thought he had such an awesome idea for an original opening sequence for 7, where we include Stu, but he's not alive because it's a flashback sequence. What if we got like the opening sequence being the actual murder of Maureen Prescott with Billy and Stu? And then there having to be a third ghost face being the girl's mother, because she was so in love with Billy, and they obviously loved horror movies, probably together. Maybe that's what they bonded over. And so maybe she was a third ghost face, but was never captured. It would, it's a weird theory, but that would be interesting. And that would be a way to take it, because we've never.
I just think if you throw Stu in, it's fan service. Like, that's just
that seems
what the fans want, and that's
what is wrong with that, though, Bob? That's my
I like fan service.
Make a film that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. He died 25 years ago.
So multi-dimension then, multiverse. We're gonna have to go that way.
Well, we've cut off Michael Myers' goddamn head, and he fucking comes back. Sorry to swear. This is horror movies, Bob. They're horror movies.
That's Halloween. This is Friday the 13th, though. Well, Jason, Michael, Chucky, they die.
I'm living for this. I can't wait for my turn.
All right, Terrell, jump in this. What do you got, Terrell? Is Stu alive?
I like how I'm glad I went last. I like that I like everything y'all said. So Stu is alive. I don't want him to come back. I love Scream, and what I like about Scream is when you get different killers, and you get to it leads up to this big thing. But when it's somebody that we've already seen, I don't like that. But y'all made a good point earlier when y'all said, oh well, Nev was on, and then the killer was a motive connected to Nev. So who else could be wanted to kill this bitch besides Stu? So maybe Stu would have been in if Nev was in. Who knows? Scream 6 would have been totally different. And Scream 7, Sue, I like that you said about the mama, because that mom is crazy.
Not my idea. That's a different person. But
shout out to him.
I heard that idea, and I was like, that is a brilliant opening sequence idea. I love that.
Because the mom in part 5, she was known to be a drunk. They talked about how she was an AA, and then she cut off Sam, part 5, right?
Yes.
Part 6, we find out she cut off Tara as well. Why are you cutting off all your daughters? These are your kids. And then she's in London. Bitch, how you are drunk and you always out somewhere else? Like, she's never around. So,
and she doesn't come back when her daughter's almost murdered.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That makes no sense. The bitch is psychotic. Yeah. So I can't wait to see, because part 7 they might touch on that. So I like what you said, like what that guy said. That's kind of interesting. Like, they might have a flashback to Stu and Billy killing Maureen, and then the third person was there is Christina. And Christina, he went to Sydney's trying to get some pussy, talking about he saw The Exorcist. Maybe he watched The Exorcist with Christina, and that's why she got knocked up. And he was extra. He was more horny. Maybe she didn't put it down right, so he was trying to get him some Sydney too. So maybe that's what that was. And then Stu, he was done with Drew Barrymore because didn't they used to date? And then he killed me. Anyway, so so I don't know. So Stu, I don't like that, but that would be interesting if that was the opening kill thing. I like that, and I wanted to see if Nev was in 6, and if that motive was the killer motive would have been, or killer reveal would have been towards Sydney or whatever. That would be interesting. It probably would have been Stu, because Kevin Williamson wrote Stu to be alive in part 3, but he didn't.
Right, exactly.
That didn't become a thing. So ever since fans heard, they're like, "Oh, that'd be great to bring him back." People love Stu, and I get it. The original is classic.
I like Cody's idea for Scream 7. Make it personal. If Nev Campbell, so if they started the opening kill in Scream 7 with Ghostface killing Patrick Dempsey, so Mark Kincaid, and and then killed the kids too, her whole family.
Oh, not the kids.
But that's what Cody said, and I kind of like that
Cody,
idea.
not the children. Y'all see the reading? I've seen enough kids die lately. We ain't got time to see no children die.
That's how you could
That's
bring her back in Scream 7, have her family die.
Oh, well, then she might become the killer. She's probably going to kill everybody at that point. Period.
I think a good way of bringing Sydney back is if, I know, Terrell, I'm sorry. If Gail was the opening kill in 7, Sydney would come back for Gail's funeral because obviously no one really is invested in Gail.
They're not. That's why they didn't kill her in this one.
So if she died
Gail.
in 7, then Sydney that would be an open door for her to come back and be back into the story.
Well, Gail might not even be in 7. What's she gonna do? She might be old, crippled. She might be in a wheelchair at this point. The way she was stabbed, I don't know. She might not be in 7. You don't need her.
All right, let me
bring her back. That they might kill her.
Wow,
all right, let me jump in real quick.
Gail, holy cow, that's shocking.
What?
All right, so real quick,
Gail, that's shocking because I know.
Well, I don't want her to come back if she's gonna die. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
All right, so real quick here, we're gonna do the Ghostface killer reveal. So go ahead in the comments, give a last-minute guess on who you think the Ghostface killer or killers are, and we're gonna reveal them.
Out of this panel?
Yes, we're gonna see who the.
Well, I already know it's not me, and these people. Obviously, if I would die first for obvious reasons, there's a double entendre here. I'm Black and Drew, so there's no way I'm dead first. So it's not me.
So we know it's not Terrell then. Okay. So Mama Blu-ray is saying it's Bob and Sue.
It's probably Bob and Mark.
Let's see if it's right. Let's give the first reveal.
What is happening? Is that Anna? Anna's the killer! Oh my god! I wanted to take a shot with you. You gonna kill me?
Take a shot with me.
Hey!
My tiredness self. My soul is coming out of my body from all this killing.
She wouldn't kill Gail.
So that was the first Ghostface killer. And then does the second Ghostface killer want to reveal themselves maybe
Bob,
in the Ghostface voice?
Mark, was it you who played the voice?
It wasn't me, man. I'm subbing.
That's what the killer would say.
I'm subbing in for my killer podcast.
The way you were bashing Scream, you're the killer. It's written all over you. You're Ethan.
Ethan. Not bashing Scream.
I am glad. So, yeah. Well,
it can't be Sue. I love Sue. She ain't the killer. It's the top 2 guys up here. Those 2.
What's your favorite scary movie? That was me.
Oh,
there you go. So we had Bob and Amazing and 2 killers.
That was awesome tonight.
I'm sorry, girl.
I thought Bob had a good Ghostface voice. All right, I thought it was good. It's better than I could have done. So
I want to hear you do the Ghostface mock.
I can't. I'm not. I won't do it. I can't do it. It'll be not good.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
All right, so people
that
in the
was fun.
chat, let me know what y'all think of the reveals, because I don't think anybody guessed both of the killers. So let me all know in the comments.
That was fun.
All right. Oh yeah, that was great.
Anna was that revealed me.
She was good. I
was
flew out of my seat. I was done.
You better watch your back.
Right?
You live with a killer.
That was a little bit too good.
Uh-huh.
All right. Did anybody have anything to add to this question here? Did everybody get to say something? Where Scream 7 is going? Yeah.
To space, y'all. Y'all seen that picture Blade Disgusting posted? To space.
Space.
Yes.
Hey, every horror franchise goes to space at some point. So I think they should do a fun moment in there. It doesn't have to be the whole movie, but just to do a callback to that. I would love that as a good horror reference. Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's only been Leprechaun and Friday the 13th, right? Who else went to space?
Oh, that's
Hellraiser, Pinhead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I knew there was a third one. I couldn't remember. All right.
All right.
Critters is from space.
Oh yeah, Critters went to space. That is true. Yeah.
Well, they're from space, so that's kind of like off the rip. They were from space.
Yeah. All right, so we'll give everybody a chance to kind of close out their whatever they want with promoting their channel. So we'll start with Mark. What do we got going on? What do you want to let the people know about?
I'm always working on different things. I don't know exactly what my next video will be. I do want to do something where I kind of just talk about the mentality of collecting. I think that would be something to talk about. That would be interesting. Some people were talking about that a couple weeks back, but I want to throw my hat in the ring. And then I'm always working on some like larger scale projects that take a lot of time and editing. So I can't say anything about those yet, but yeah, just I'm pretty spontaneous with it, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you what's coming next, but thanks for having me. It was awesome to talk about Scream with all you guys.
All right, and Bob, what do we got going on?
Yeah, mostly live streams. I've got Mel will be on next week for the Hall of Fame stream, and then I'll have Ken on. It's like I have the guests lined up for April and hoping for May and stuff like that. It takes time, you know. You can only have one person at a time, unfortunately. But I got a stream on tomorrow, super booby stream. It's on Tony's channel.
Boob.
And then it's like
that's right up his alley.
Yeah. Well, and then Wednesday I got the Remembering Paul Walker stream. So
oh no,
Paul Walker. Yeah,
that's nice, like him.
Coming up.
All right, and Sue, what do we got going on?
Just videos every single day, and this coming Wednesday, every Wednesday, I do my live chat at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this Wednesday celebrating hitting 9K subscribers. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's a great.
That's
oh my
huge.
God, girl! I saw that 9K. How you feel?
Thank
How
you.
does that feel,
That's
girl?
awesome.
Feels amazing because I didn't think 100 people were gonna want to watch me. So
You're awesome, though.
thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
I'm
You guys
a
are all
fan.
awesome. I love you.
Yeah, congrats, Sue.
Thank you, Bob. And congrats to you. You just hit 1K.
Oh, thank
Yeah, that
you.
was, oh yeah, Bob, you did. Anyways, oh sorry. Thanks for having me, guys. Scream, I love Scream so much. I get a little bit too passionate about this series, but I don't know. I love Scream. Thanks for having me. And everybody, follow everybody here. They all got great channels, great people. Follow them. But yeah, for me, Blu-ray Tuesday tomorrow's. I can't wait for Megan. Y'all gonna buy Megan? Unrated. I want to rewatch that. Yeah, Blu-ray Tuesday. Airs every Thursday, and have the Unnamed Footage Festivals this week. I have a busy week. This whole week starts tomorrow, and if you're in the Bay Area, come check us out. A lot of found footage horror films. A lot of filmmakers are going to be here. Oh my God, I'm excited to take my Terrell fees, talk horror. So it's a lot going on. And then Monday, a week from today, I'll be on a live podcast on a stage with the audience. I'm super nervous, We're showing Fright Night 1985, a great movie, and I'm excited to talk horror, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, thanks for having
awesome.
me.
Mike's not meeting up with you.
What's up?
I said Mike's not meeting up with you.
I wanted him to.
I
really did.
I
reached out. I was gonna get him in and everything.
I tried convincing Amazing Anna, but she's sending me over to a WonderCon comic convention.
Let me know how that is, though, too. That sounds awesome, by the way. Yep.
Well, I'll actually probably see Huck there. So Huck, I think, is showing up to that, and then a few other people that have been on some streams.
That's
so
awesome. You guys should take a video of that or something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do a little bit of a hunt out there and kind of search around for stuff.
I think, like, when it comes to the community, Joe and Marie, so shout out to them. They do something awesome. Joe does is he has like a wall in his basement of all the collectors he's met, pictures of collectors he's met. I just think that's so cool. Like, it's like a wall of collectors, you know, and just pictures with them. So it is. I hope to meet people in the future in this community, and it's crazy how close you get with some of the people in this community.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Oh, and I definitely have to shout out this super chat, dude who loves movies, with the $2 super chat. Congratulations,
thank you.
to and Bob on
Thank you.
the milestone. So of course we got to play this video again.
It's an honor. Video though.
Thank you so much, dude who loves movies, for supporting the channel on that level, as always. Much appreciated. And for my coming up streams here on Wednesday night, I have my Shazam 2 post-game show. Definitely all should check that out, because probably most people aren't going to go see the movie. That's okay, but we'll have a fun time talking about it. Once again, I thought it was an awesome movie, so you definitely want to join in on the chat to see why it was so awesome. We're going to go into all those spoiler details. And then, of course, videos dropping daily from me a lot of great ranking videos and sales and deals and all that wonderful physical media stuff. So definitely keep tuned for the channel. But that's it from me. Once again, make sure you subscribe to everybody on this panel. All the links are in the description below. So thank you so much, panel, once again, for giving some awesome discussion, a super fun post-game show. Just all the variety of opinions tonight was absolutely amazing. And I'm so excited now for Scream 7 when we do get it. You guys have some great story ideas. So, that's going to be so awesome. But yes, have a great night, everybody out there.
Bye.
Thank you, audience, for stopping by once again with all the comments, the super chats. It was a blast. So have a great night, everybody. Go ahead and watch some more Scream out there.
Thank you.